Cheers, everybody. Welcome to the pub. That is nice. Yes, sir. Saturday night. Things are heating up. Nice day today. Going to be hot as hell tomorrow, but today was a bit of a dud regarding heat, but it was a fine day. A little time at the beach, took a few casts, no fish, big waves. Fucking water is still freezing, so the fish aren't as active. Who do we got here? Georgie, what's up? Last Dance. Derek, my brother, how you doing? Anyone else over yonder? John Grammaticus. How you doing, Johnny? Good to see you, man. Thanks for being always here and consistent. 90 degrees in MD. Yeah, I hear the... Hey, it's Biscuit Vapes. What's up, man? What's up? Welcome. Hopefully you feel better, bro. You were a bit under the weather last week. Let us know. Hopefully you can join in. Have yourself a Guinness or two. Maybe. I think you can still drink for maybe a couple more weeks, right? But welcome, dude. Just rolling up some Kush mints. Seems to be a popular flavor right now. Doesn't sound very appealing to me. I don't like the flavor of mint. I wouldn't want a menthol flavored weed, but there's nothing in the names anymore. The names are stupid. Hello, John. In fact, I prefer to go without the dumb names they give to grass and just find what you like, you know? Carol Collins. Kush with a K, mints with an I. But that's okay, buddy. Yeah, I believe. Yeah. Carol, welcome. Carol. Possibly the lone female. Heineken, okay. Torturing yourself. A little bit of that skunk. It's all right. But I haven't smoked this stuff yet, and I haven't smoked yet today. So we'll give it a shot. I had a bit of a power outage last night. So I went and sat out on the deck with my lady. We passed a bottle of rum back and forth about 3 times. And listened to some music, which was a nice, not something we ever do, like ever. So, oh, no skunk in the can. Okay, it's the green bottle that causes it. I see. Makes sense. Yeah, I'd like to try Heineken in a can because I never liked that skunky shit taste, you know. Same with there's one other. I don't know. Is it Carlsberg or there's some other green bottle has the skunk going on. Carol high-ing it up. A little high five from Carol. Yeah. Another somewhat crazy week here in the U.S. Yeah, it was supposed to be like 90 today, George, but it held low. The ocean is the natural air conditioner, so stayed cool today. Still a nice day. Sorry. Pardon me. Yeah. Beautiful day. Good to be alive. Desperados. Never heard of it, man. Desperado. Despacito. Anyone like Despacito? Daddy Yankee featuring special guest Dustin Bieber. Justin Bieber. What's his name again? I don't know. Biebs. I do like that song. Daddy Yankee, a famous reggaeton Puerto Rican singer. LDG, what's up, bro? Daddy Yankee retiring, I guess, at age 45 with hundreds of millions of dollars that he's made. He's got this song, Gasolina. I'm sure you've heard it. Most people have. Pretty annoying song. Oh, boy. Can you see Kramer? I guess you can't. Pan down a little. There he is. You might have just heard that cardinal outside. Beautiful bird. Hey, there's the wife. Hi, wife. Yeah, is it? Okay. Yeah, the Despacito is a good song, man. It's got that reggaeton beat with the quicker snare hit, kind of like reggae, but dance hall. I guess it's more like dance hall reggae than reggae, which is a little bit different. Sammy Cat gonna chime in? I wonder, possibly. Let me get that mouse out of there. Yo, Derek, what up, guy? Saying hi to my wife. Very nice. Yo. Welcome to Atlanta where the players play. Who's that? I know Ludacris is in that song. And one of the guys from Clips, or I can't remember their name, but good tune. Big yo-yo part in that. Lots of yo-yos. Cushmans. Meh. You know, not what the bud tender who built it up and said it was so great led me to believe. Oof. Not much terps either, but I had to try it. What's the percentage on this bad Larry? Holy shite! 28% THC. That's a banger. But my head's not spinning really. Like some of the stuff I have, much lower percentage, and it has to do with the terpenes. Hey, Rene, show me man. What's up, buddy? Hello. Welcome, bro. Rene Jo. From the country of Mishmay. Welcome, though. Not trying to make fun of your name, dude. I just playing around. Hey, look at Sammy Cat throwing some yo-yos in there. All right. Yeah, Derek, you get him going. He's like a chainsaw. Yo. Everyone's going to be yelling it up. Cool. Welcome, Sammy. Just was chatting with her while I was grilling some steaks as she was talking to my lady. A little bit of a steak dinner. Got to get something in the belly before this. Hey, Sammy Cat. Says Last Dance. Oh, that's funny. You didn't realize it. Yeah, look about 5 comments above yours to the big blue D. That's Derek. And then I think it's a prerequisite. He always says yo-yo. Oof. Yeah, so we learned a little bit more. Last Saturday, we had the breaking news Hey, Last Dance, of the massacre that took place in Buffalo. And we learned a lot more, and since have seen it multiple times. I probably saw it 3 times. I didn't need to watch that one over and over again. Sickening. But any of you guys who were from the live leak days would know that that video, I would say, was up there for shocking. You know, it's always the clarity of the camera that makes or breaks a video, especially with gore, because the higher the resolution, the clearer you can see the terrible thing that you're watching. So, case in point, when I believe ISIS made some videos, they use HD cameras, and they really, it's more shocking when it's in high definition. Doesn't take away from the ferocity or the maliciousness or the psychopathy of the killer or the crime, but the video in and of itself, and purely going on that from our live leak days, certainly the ones that are clearer, easier to see, higher resolution, better detail, tend to stay with, or they at least stayed with me longer. But yeah, that was a tough one, and that guy, I know that I don't believe they have the death penalty there. Maybe if they get him on terrorism charges, which they could, maybe he can get a federal death penalty. I don't know. Last Dance is pretty good with stuff like that. He could answer that question for me. Jesus. Interesting. Is that one of those like deep holes in the ocean? Yeah, I don't know, man. Biscuit? Yeah, there was a video that was going around a few years back of a diver who was at the bottom of one of those holes filming essentially himself as he was panicking and dying. That was a pretty shocking video. And on the audio recording, many other divers have analyzed it and come up with different theories of what happened, what he's saying, because of course, being that he's speaking through a mask and a scuba tank and all that, the audio is a little bit shot. But yeah, fuck, man, if you're gonna dive, just go down 20, 30 feet. You don't need to go down hundreds of feet. I mean, to me, I don't know. What do I know? Maybe it's a thing. I don't want to do the scuba thing ever, so it's just not for me. Jumping out of planes, fuck that. Calculated risks in my life only, man. I don't fucking rely on somebody else to pack my chute or any of that shit. Now, I'll climb up a rock wall on ropes, but I'm not jumping off of it with a parachute. You know what I'm saying? That's how Seth McConkey, famous world-class skier, died. Wingsuit. He jumped off of a cliff and parachute never opened. That's it. I'm pretty sure it was Seth McConkey. Great skier, though. I could have been Seth Morrison. They were always in the same movies. Teton Gravity Research, if you guys are ever looking for a killer ski movie, they have some snowboarding, but TGR, Teton Gravity Research, awesome stuff. Oh, crazy, huh? Here we go, total outer nutter. Hunter Biden's emails. You know what's interesting I heard the other day? Who's the guy on Fox? He looks like kind of like a little boy. The hell's his name? Is it Tucker Carlson? Yeah. Tucker Carlson. That's a weird name to say. And I get back to these comments. Had some communication with Hunter Biden regarding their son and having him do some work or some internship for Tucker, and wrote him a really fawning email. And it just makes you realize that clearly these partisan sides that they portray as newscasters on TV, obviously, it's fake. It's fucking fake. They do it for the money. They do it for the channel that they're on. They have to spew one narrative and one narrative only. They can't pick and choose, like I tend to do with issues and with the way I decide. I lean in all directions. Some things liberal, some things conservative, Very, I don't know what you would call that, but I just believe in not restricting rights and, don't take rights away. Don't push your shit on other people, man. Right back to the comments. A guy doing some risking stunt flying was killed the other day. Oh, fucking Christ. 5 children. That is terrible, man. Stunt flying, so I assume you mean he was a pilot. John Grammatic is pulling out some 90s hip-hop. Interesting, bro. Well, that's cool. I mean, I'm not that interesting to listen to. I hear you. You put on the hip-hop and, yeah, just look at me. There's fucking phone. Sorry, my language. I don't know what you guys are talking about, man. You remember that wing walker lady who died on the wing when the plane flipped over and crashed into the ground? I wonder if any one of you guys saw some of those pictures. HD still photos of the plane hitting the ground and her obviously hitting the ground. Pretty rough stuff. Yeah, I don't, like I said, calculated risks. I'm not a pilot, so I'm sure I would be tempted to rip it up a little bit if I was up there flying around. I mean, if you've ever driven a Porsche, it's like that. How can you not give it a little, you're driving a Porsche, get on her. I had the pleasure of driving a Porsche a few years back for about a week. Did a vehicle trade with somebody, and freaking, you can't not speed in the thing. They make it impossible not to speed. How the fuck do you drive around in one of those things? And it's funny, you see these guys with a 911 Turbo S on the highway doing like 60, and everyone, I'm passing them in my shitty Toyota pickup doing, 80. The one I got to drive, was not a 911. It was a Macan, which is the small SUV, but it had a totally redone exhaust and I think a bigger turbo, sick rims. It was really throaty sounding and quite quick. It was cool. But the Turbo S 911, in case you guys don't know, you look at the back of a Porsche, you see different designations. Turbo S, Macan, smaller than the Cayenne, is usually the highest level of standard. And then, of course, you go to the GTS series. Those are the ones with the bigger wings and a little bit lower, a little bit sportier fenders. But GTS means, how does it? No, not GTS. What was it again? 911 Turbo S has the additional turbo combined with sports suspension. Big money. Hi, ID91. Welcome. Yeah, cool. A Twitch person. You guys can't see them. I'll feature their comments right on the screen. Welcome. I wonder if that's the year you're born. Cool. That would make you 31. So just feel free to chat, jump in, say whatever you want. I'll get this joint relit. The Kush mints. It's coming around. It's coming around, I gotta say. It's got me pretty high. Not low though, which is good. Oh, there you go again, Total Utter Nutter. That I will not be featuring on the screen, but Mini Cooper convertible, too small for me. I'm a big dude. You know what I'm saying? I could do a Countryman, of the Mini Countryman. Those are cool. Hey, Marty. And Aphid Lip. Simultaneously, you guys put the comments up like totally like brothers in arms, man. Aphid Lip and I Love the Backdoor Loads together. I'm just kidding. Oh, welcome, fellas. There you go, Last Dance. You were typing it probably when I said it. What do I make of the cost of living crisis? Well, I'll tell you this much. I got an oil change today, and full synthetic, of course. You're crazy if you don't go full synthetic. It was $90 for an oil change. Normally, that would have been about $70. So, hey, look, Last Dance jumping all around over there. Now he's on Twitch. Yeah, 125 basically to plug a tire and an oil change. It's like, damn. Almost starting to get to the point where I should just do it myself. The problem is, then you got that used oil sitting around. What do you do with it? Bring it to a gas station? Some of them take it. Yeah, Last Dance, we know you're by. Streamel. Yeah, $90 is what it said on the receipt. Oil change. That's to do it. That's for them to do it. Remove the old oil, dispose of it, change the oil filter, and yeah, the whole 9 yards, brother. They're supposed to top off the window washer fluid or whatever, shit like that. I did see that. Total Utter. And yeah, it is scary. I mean, what the fuck? I heard that they may have been altering gas pumps to have the digits go to over $10 a gallon. So if that's the case, yeah, we're in trouble. Totally, man. The baby formula thing, there's some bad jokes that I kind of came up with about that. I'll try. Maybe I'll pull it out later. But yeah, who'd have thought? Like baby formula, what the fuck? Like humans have been around for long time, thousands and thousands of years. But this baby formula thing is apparently serious. Wouldn't you think you could get away without it? Make it, do something? I don't know. There's certainly recipes for it, but the recipes I found are fucking like 25 ingredients, man. It makes you think babies don't pull it out later. I really wish I had a rim shot sound for that. I could probably find one on YouTube and have it ready, on the ready. Could lead to riots. I don't know. Do you guys think Biden's totally failing here? It seems to be a lot of opinion about that, and not just from the right, not just from the ones who want him to fail. Oh, you fucker, you don't pour oil down the drain cup. Come on, man. That's not good, bro. You know, that poor seal that swam up the Thames River, or the whale, or whatever the fucking thing was that died. You probably gave him a dose of oil with your little down the drain trick. What do you got? I thought that their standards were higher in Europe. That's interesting, Last Dance. Wow, George. Holy shit, dude. Down 22 pounds, man. Good for you, bro. I'm down 20, and it's taken me a long time. Just made past the 20-pound mark. But geez, George, 22 in that short a time. Hey, man, you probably, I do. I know I drink my calories. If I didn't drink and I ate the way that I do, I'd be under 200, easy. I'm a broad-shouldered guy. I'm not ever going to be 160, and I wasn't intended to be that size, but 185 is what I graduated high school with. I was in damn good shape then. And damn college caught up with me. And beer. All right, what else we got here? Latest score. Scare tactic, isn't it? I think, Martin, you're talking about the baby formula thing. I don't know. It seems ridiculous, though, that of all things could be running out. The banking crisis. That's an interesting concept. Yep. Shoot, George. Yeah, that's great. Antisocial. He's great. He's out there. He's here. People are here consistently. Then I like them. Opinion. No, I don't really, unless you're really boring or extremely racist and controversial. I'm pretty much like, come on along. Come on down to the pub. And last night, of course, I always mention, Mr. Random Goon had a great stream. I showed up a bit late, had a nice cruise on the boat yesterday with the bro. Chilly cruise, but it was fun, as always. He showed up with some fucking clams from last year. He's like, I got bait. Fucking moldy clams. Not touching those. Yeah. I also, started lifting and putting on muscle when I'm trying to lose weight, so that's going to slow it down a little. Yes. Yes, he is. Good buddy of yours too, Aphid. Oh. That comes on soon. All right, I just got to jump on something real quick here. Be right back. And we're back. That was quick. I rethought my decision. Not going to jump on something. Is Biden a mad king? No. Storm. What's up, brother? I think Biden reads the teleprompter as best he can, and that's it. No, nothing. They're upstairs having the steak that I just cooked. 25 and this is my hair color. But Hayden gets on that I'm a ginger. I'm not. I'm a dirty blonde. No, that wasn't Jack Johnson. That was me just playing random chords, bro. Just, jamming. You pick up the guitar, you say, let's pick a key. What key's good? We'll start with C. We'll go with a little bit of C minor. Went reggae. Didn't see that one coming. Randomness. that wasn't, 145's good. So that was that was 1-5 without the 4. Yeah. Bit high and drunk. .0. Anyone know what movie that's from? Throw it out there. Interesting. We've got a couple of similarly opinioned people. Yeah, Georgia had a bit of a slip there. Talking about the unjust invasion of Iraq. I mean, Ukraine. Even he himself had a little bit of a laugh. He said, I think he said, I can't believe I just said Iraq or something. did he bleed? Interesting. Yeah, Bush. He had a tendency to put his. I'm already smoking a second joint here. I barely just finished the first one. Put that on for a minute. Hey, George. How you doing? Good, man.
Different man than last week.
Looking good. You look definitely. Your face looks thinner, man. For sure.
Yeah, everything's feeling better. The bloat portion of the obesity is gone anyway, and the red face, the rosacea, the real red face, like what Bill Clinton used to have all the time. That's pretty much done with. And I talked with my brother at length, but not my sister, about the whole deal. I mean, this is a family thing. I don't know if you remember my past stuff over the 2 years or so, but yeah, family, alcoholism issues, about 10% of the population. And it once it gets in there, the only way to properly deal with it is to really deal with it. And I'm getting good feelings about the way everything's starting to happen. And I think I may have actually been able to get the logical corner turned that will let me hold on to it. I've done it a few times. At one point when I was married, to my last wife, I was sober for 2 years. But this time it's been very, very hard to put more than about a week. And I mean, I would every now and then put a couple of days together and say, okay, I'm withdrawn. It's okay. And no, no, it had to be really serious minded and really, really no playing around.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Oh, good for you, man.
But
glad for you.
Plenty of THC in me, though.
There you go.
It's even better,
Oh yeah, that's really has no harm. No. Biggest thing is just stay hydrated. If you feel like you get the cotton mouth, drink water.
Just about my third one of these of the day.
Yeah, good man.
So
that's good too. Flush out everything that you're trying to get rid of in the kind of the detox.
Yeah.
Clean out those kidneys, get it all flushed. Let's go ahead and get a few more fellas in here. Hi guys.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh my God. Ooh.
Yeah.
I am burning up, so I'm going to stay cool tonight.
It's hot there, huh? Is it hot in the environment, or is something internal happening?
I think it's me fighting whatever's wrong.
Right.
It's. I've got my door wide open with the fan pulling all the hot air out.
Why don't you just put on your air conditioner?
Oh yeah,
oh, that's right. They don't have it.
I've got a fan blowing all the warm air out of the house, but it's only 11 degrees, so I should not be this warm.
Is it, you got one on you? You got a fan on you?
No, I've just got the fan pulling all the air out.
You don't want the air going over you if you're sick, kind of a deal.
If it was me, I'd turn that fan around and bring in that fresh air.
No, what it's doing is it's pulling out all the dirty air, and then it's circulating it back with the window open on the other side.
I see. Okay, get a little draft going.
That's
Makes
it. Yeah.
Sense. Cool. Right on, man.
Come on, cup of tea. Come on.
I am not drinking.
Not drinking. Wow.
As well.
You too?
Because I had some blood work done, and one of the liver numbers came back somewhat elevated.
Enzymes or something.
I don't know what it was, but
you got a daddy named Forrest too?
So I went to my doctor. I asked my doctor. She said, "Did you have something to drink 5 days or less prior to your blood test?" And I said, "No, I was drinking 6 days prior to my blood test because I had the test done on Friday, and the previous pub was Saturday." And I was waiting for her response, and then the response came back, "Your doctor is gone until May 31st." So she sent a message and then went on vacation. So I'm gonna have to wait and see what her response is. But in the meantime, I figure I'll just.
Did you actually have the numbers on the panel?
I do, yes.
The blood panel.
You know something about these numbers? AST is
Just a
the.
little bit. AST.
I got
That
69 was the number.
I
Nice.
could go look at my old stuff. I could go look at my old
It
stuff.
wasn't as much fun as the number would
It's
indicate.
probably just elevated and not in an eminently high risk area. I've been given not hell. I've been given the lectures over elevated numbers of different types.
Well, I
I
have
might
no idea what it means. I don't.
AST.
I only drink on Saturday nights for the most
I
part.
remember
on the
the
pub.
I remember the acronym. But I don't remember
Well,
what it stands for. I remember the acronym in the blood panels, but I don't remember what it stands for.
Yeah.
I might go look.
I'll wait for her to get back, and I'll find out if I need to.
Yeah.
What the deal is? I was somewhat surprised. I didn't.
My assumption, correct what should be 90% of the time, is that you probably drink normally. When you drink normally. Unlike myself, I always
Well,
drink abnormally. So
maybe maybe I'm not. Maybe I can't drink at all, or maybe I have
oh,
something serious, or maybe it's nothing serious at all. We'll have
Right.
to see.
it's a different topic for sure. I wanted to see if we wanted to talk about a topic, but I mean, if you have other topics, Stephen, lined up.
Oh no, I never do. I never do.
Okay. The difference without getting rowdy and getting into band hammerland or anything, the really important difference between LGB and then when you start adding in all the other letters to try to create some bizarro acronym that's too long to pronounce, but just and in my case, I ever since, I told you about starting to go to AA meetings way back in the late 1970s, not early. I mean, I was in the room with every possible demographic of person you can imagine, every type of minority, every suppressed person, and put upon person, abused person, all these funky people, of which I was one, by the way. And I never had a problem with L, G, or B. And this stuff that's happened, that seems to have happened since well, it's been going on for a long time, but it really escalated in the last about 13 years or so. The real aggressive trans activism, and I never bothered. It never bothered me, and I think I told you once on a show about a year ago that I got basically fooled into thinking that this you know cross dresser was a woman. They were one of the performers at. I drove oil trucks, that pulled out of a not a refinery but a storage area. They had the huge 100,000 gallon cisterns, and multiple cisterns of 100,000 gallons. And it was a FINA. You remember the old FINA oil company?
Never.
They were in the South. They were in the South predominantly, I believe. And I don't think it was an acronym. It probably was Federated Internacional something, who knows. But FINA was a big name in the state of Florida. And I drove oil trucks for a FINA jobber. Jobbers are people who perform they like in the oil and industry. I mean, there's like gear oil. You have 55-gallon drums to deliver to machine shops. You've got jet fuel to take to the airport. You got kerosene to put to the poor neighborhoods, diesel to go to the alternate heating neighborhoods.
Wait, why do the poor folk get kerosene?
It's in 55-gallon drums, and it's hooked to kerosene heaters in their tiny little hovels. And then I would go drive my 2-axle oil truck all around the neighborhoods. Back then, 55 gallons of oil cost $88, and that's how much it costs of kerosene oil. And then I don't know how much. I forget the price of diesel, but anyway, and then I think they had unleaded, leaded. No, I take that back. They did not have unleaded gas at that time. I don't think. I'm almost sure they did. I might be wrong. Unimportant. Anyway, lots of different kinds of fossil fuel deliveries. And, about 4 blocks on the other side of the road was the dominant, gay bar of Gainesville. So I'm driving all trucks, and I regularly I'd be going around, and apparently whoever this dancer was, this guy, trans, cross dresser, they look good. I'm going, God, that looks good. And I couldn't see. I wasn't up close. So, one day, without, didn't ask for money, but or to pay money, but I pulled up in my private vehicle and said, I see you a lot. I said, would you like to go out for coffee? So, went out for coffee, and in daytime, lunch or after work, right after work, probably in the summer. Okay, so it's daytime. It's not a date, but it is going out for coffee. So I guess it is a date. I dated a trans person. So basically, I went out there, and we went to a coffee shop, and as I'm sitting there, the pancake makeup. And I'm looking at the pancake makeup, and the person's keeping the voice pretty high. It's a very feminine sounding voice, and it actually just unfolded. I go, oh, oh shit! And I was very nice about it, and
Crying game.
And I didn't say anything. Well, except it didn't go as far as the crying game went. It went about as far as, enjoyed the coffee. And then I took him back.
Well, I saw you trolling Chase Strangio on Twitter.
Yeah. Is that someone we're supposed to know?
You were trolling him. You commented on one of his tweets.
It's her. It's a her.
It's Chase? I don't know. I think it's...
Yeah, that's the whole idea. Chase Strangio. That's the thing that I think I'm right about this, is that's the person that's the attorney for the ACLU, right?
Yeah, I don't know if he's...
Yeah, that's the whole thread about that, was that they're a woman and that they're known to be a woman. But
is he
a trans woman.
Is it a man pretending to be a woman, or a woman pretending to be a man?
A man pretending to be a woman.
Huh.
Okay, well, it looks like a man in the picture.
No, I apologize. I've got the logic. I'm so used to the other being the issue.
Right. The more rare kind. It's a woman.
Right. It's a woman pretending to be a man, and and then from there, that's where the debate went. So does it make sense now?
It does. Now, is it just me, or like that?
I was getting a few jabs. It wasn't bad.
That side of it, that side of the trans thing, is almost like not anything. It's
almost
like
nobody.
But not beyond that. I mean, my perception of it and my feelings towards it is, I don't even notice that person. Like, if you're in a coffee shop or a store, you wouldn't look twice. But if you see a big dude dressed like a woman, it's hard to not look a few extra times, because it's a matter of our society, obviously. But one way is pretty much incognito. You don't even look twice at. And the other way is. I guess that's because, in the end, it's a masculine society, and when you have a man who's clearly a man in woman's clothes, maybe it stands out more. I don't know.
Before the really, really fierce activism began to take place, and again, from all of the meeting for self-help that I did around alcohol, I would see all of these, disaffected, minority groups, and there are extremely, not necessarily small, but extremely effeminate, thin bone, thin-handed, everything about the men does look very, very feminine. So it doesn't bother me if they want to do that. And cross-dressing has been going on. They were making jokes on Playboy magazines in the 1960s, don thy now thy gay apparel, and some guys dressing up in weird elven crap. It's just, come on. It's been going on for 60, 70 years, and it's been normal until about 15 years ago, with the addition of highly, highly aggressive ideology that somehow gotten a real strong foothold in the cultural, mores of the country. It's I mean, stronger than ever. Not strong enough to be totally, altering civilization as we know it, but enough to really, put some alterations into the appearances of what we can look forward to in a generation or so. Which, as I told you a week or two ago, yeah, I mean, I'm going to be out of here in about 15, 20 years. So, the next generation is going to do what they're going to do, really, all I can do. I am getting more assertive on Twitter. It seems, I think my lack of drinking is making me hyperactive. And of course, that seems to be how I respond to weed, is like I've been in the last few weeks. I get more and more jabbery without being too obnoxious. So
I find with Twitter, I'm getting very little out of it. So if like I got booted for something, I'd be like, I check it. I use it for DMs, but it's, fairly mindless at this point.
It's good for DMs.
And you know what? I just thought of something. I haven't seen our fearless leader on there. I hope everything's okay on his end, or maybe
didn't he say he was having a little bit of time off from it?
Oh, did he? You saw that?
I think so.
Okay.
I think he said he wanted to focus on his kids and that.
I think. Well, I remember he said he needed to sit in a cafe to write the movie script.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that third movie.
I saw something about his kids and his dog. And his dog's taking too much time up or something. It would take a bit of time.
Yeah, he had to get away from the family and to go to the cafe and to get that good.
Oh, is that what I saw?
That quiet noise, that quiet.
Yeah.
And he's got a nice.
Let's dance. You've been having good Twitter, thing. I'm sorry.
Excuse me.
Much. You were talking before I started. Smokesteve.
No, it's okay.
So,
fine.
Yeah.
Just was gonna say. I know Hayden got a new Frenchie. I think a Frenchie bulldog. He's shown some pictures on Twitter. I love that. That breed is so cool. If you're ever going to get you looking for a little dog with a lot of personality, that's a great breed. Sure. Catch you in a minute. A great breed. I don't know. You guys familiar with that breed, Frenchies?
Oh, I'm very familiar with that breed, and so is my dog.
He's got a dog buddy who's a Frenchie.
Well, my next door neighbour, before she left, she had a French bulldog.
Did they play together?
They played together for a short amount of time until my dog decided it was a good idea to put that French bulldog's entire head in its mouth.
And that's the thing with Frenchies. They're tough as hell, man. But I don't know. How did that one take it?
He didn't hurt it. My dog was just telling it to fuck off away from his food.
Right, of course.
Because they were in our house. I was looking after it for a day.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, Mr. Kelsey. Yeah, it's a great breed. Last Dance, you have some dog at your place, right? I noticed
some of the time, not today. Earlier today, but not now. Yeah.
Oh, so your daughter comes back.
My grand dog, my daughter's dog,
comes back, grabs him for the weekend, and then ships him over.
Well, it's up to me, but I enjoy having him around, and she works, and I don't. So
it's a dog. Dogs are great.
Yep.
I would have one, except for all the responsibility and the poop. Those two things really.
Well, yeah.
Not good. I mean, you have to pick it up. It's so demeaning and disgusting.
It doesn't bother me.
I know, right? Dog people have to be like, yeah, whatever. It's no big deal because you have one, so you have to just deal with it.
I've got this. It's about 1 meter long, and it looks like a digger bucket. And when you pull the handle, it opens, and when you let go, it closes. And you just pull the handle, put it over the top of poop, and it just closes on it. And you just empty it in the bin. You never have to touch poop again.
Well, but then you get poop all over the shovel.
Well, I'm lucky because my dog's poos are generally quite sturdy.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And the scooper stays outside anyway, so.
Yeah, I would have like a bucket of bleach that the scooper would sit in.
Yeah, that's a good idea, I suppose.
But
it doesn't bother me.
No, I mean, that's the thing. Dog people, you have to get past that whole thing. It's the same with cat people. They have a box
Pooh,
that they take a shit in
has
inside the house.
Pooh has nothing. Pooh has nothing on hair that sheds off a dog's.
That's great to know. Now we're on the pet shit conversation. So, big draw for this. Big draw. Huge.
You remember our last dance was talking about the the famous people that liked his tweets. I remembered who the guy was that liked mine. It was Ricky Gervais.
Oh man, I would kill for that.
You lucky bugger.
I'm changing my Ricky Gervais for your
Ricky Gervais. I think that's better than Sean Lennon.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know.
It is. He's one of the best. He's one of the best hosts for a award ceremony in the history of mankind.
I have to agree. There's nothing even close.
Well, he can push the boundary without getting socked in the face, can't he?
Well, he would have known how to dodge a punch. He wouldn't have let him come up on him and do that.
Right.
I remember very clearly in one of the award shows, one of the guys, I think it was Brad Pitt, was just maybe accelerating his walk, probably, of course, teasing. And he was like, he was shooting out of there, man. He wasn't taking any chances. I bet he would have done the same thing. Had he been noticing that and made that joke, and he saw fucking that guy coming up and going, hey, this isn't anywhere in the program, man.
Right.
He would have been.
I remember that. He got out, didn't he? He just ran backstage.
He did, and it didn't look scripted. I mean, he knew that some of that stuff. That's one of the reasons I love the guy. His humor. It's fucking.
Yeah, he made some jokes about Brad Pitt and like his date and who he was going to bring. Like,
yeah, that's right.
He was like, enjoy it this time. Something, you're not coming to the next one. But
what was the joke he made about Leonardo DiCaprio's date?
That's what it was.
Underage.
Yeah, by the time the award show is, she'll be too old for you.
Right, that's what it was.
This is great stuff.
Leo rented a yacht for $400K for a week in the Mediterranean for the Cannes Film Festival.
Whoa.
And he rented it from one of these, Dubai oil guys, with the rag and shit, And you look at Leo as being rich, but the guy he's renting the yacht from, now that's fucking rich. That guy's got some dough, imagine a yacht you could rent out for $400K a week. Jeez,
well, that's the difference between millionaires and billionaires.
One of them Middle Eastern oligarchs.
Yeah,
for sure.
They say that there's like supercars and hypercars get abandoned out there on the roads on occasion. They'll just find them with no plates. They don't want to deal with them. They go on vacation. It's a couple of years old, whatever. But
crazy money.
Yeah, I think if Will Smith had, I think Ricky, is it Richie or Ricky? Ricky, right?
Ricky, yeah.
He would have evaded.
Yeah, something different would have happened.
And he would have gotten in his fucking face afterwards and given him, a little of the, hey, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Rightfully, I got a laugh.
Well, Ricky got in. Ricky put out a video statement after he slapped Chris Rock, didn't he?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah.
He said he wouldn't have made fun of that. He would have made fun of the fact that she was having sex with somebody else. That wasn't her husband.
Rightfully, you guys.
It was Will Smith's son's friend or something, wasn't it?
That was staying at the house. Yeah.
You guys laughed.
And apparently she was still doing it.
Using the term CGI, but it did look like extremely clever editing. But I went back and I've looked at that damn thing at least 15 or so times since we last talked about it. And it looks like maybe he got the wrong, maybe he got his drug cocktail wrong, or he didn't look drunk. It still looks a little bit dicey on whether the entire live audience was present because of the way they cut to and away, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the way they cut to and away, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappropriateness of some of the laughter, and because of the inappro even after the hit took place and he was walking back, there was some. It was like there's this tiny few microseconds, milliseconds where no, that timing's not right. This isn't right for reality.
Are you
But
suggesting
you know,
Will Smith?
it,
Are you suggesting Will Smith didn't slap Chris Rock?
no, he did, but that it was scripted and edited into the show, and that was why this inappropriate laughter
But
occurred at an inappropriate time. And then it would the only reason I could think that it would be done would be to elevate their presence and to elevate social discourse, and that he would be willing to take the hit to do that. I mean, we're dealing with extremely connected, you know, you know let's just what can you say, the big huge tent that Obama had his big huge party in during COVID when you weren't supposed to have big huge parties.
Right.
He's
On
one
the
of that
vineyard.
crew. Yeah,
On the
he's
vineyard.
he's in that crew, and
See, what I say to
I know it's bullshit, it's conspiracy bullshit, but I mean, it's still, I can't wrap my head around him doing that.
What I say to that is, when people talk about these crazy conspiracy theories, let's say JFK or the moon landing or 9/11, that one really consistent answer that you could say is, how many people were involved with this? If it would have been faked or done, that there would have been thousands of people, and that one of them never came out with any proof and or evidence against any of these things,
Yeah.
And that's what I look at with this Will Smith thing. There's so many people that would have been involved with the production and the filming, and if it was faked,
it would be a lot.
There would be some whistleblower, some person.
Plus, nobody benefits from it, really.
Well, besides publicity.
For who?
Publicity and the public discourse about social issues.
The Oscars are tanking.
There's a big problem with black fatherhood. So what do? Somebody talks about a wife badly. What does a good husband do? He goes and takes care of the problem, and he's married. I mean, and that's a stretch, but I mean, here's where I'll segue to other social issues. It's pretty much true within a percentage point or two that somewhere in the 1960s or 50s, the black marriage rate was in the 70, or children born to married couples was somewhere in the 70 percentile or so, and now it's in about the 28 percentile, and that's a problem. That's a huge social problem that the what do you call it, the welfare state's not taking care of it. It's just bringing about resentment. I've never seen more resentment in my life than since trillions of dollars have been spent since 1964 on all types of wonderful social programs. And
I know two people who do not care about that statistic: Chris Rock and Will Smith. They do not care about.
Oh yeah, I'm giving up on the theory. My theory, I'm giving up on. I mean, we're just talking. Yeah. I don't believe what I'm saying. I mean, what I said. Now I believe what I'm saying now is that, the percentage of married versus unmarried, the kids being born out of wedlock, and that's an unavoidable problem, but that's where my theory was coming from. It's like, why would they do that? Why would they do that? And that's the best I could come up with. And I now abandon the theory.
You cannot abandon it. It is stuck to you.
It is not. It's not. Unstick.
We have crazy glued it to you. You must.
What is that glue joke? Like glue, it doesn't stick to me, sticks to you, or something.
Yeah. I mean, you're right there. But what is it?
Here's something I found out. Here's something I found out about you guys. I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I could not believe it. You guys don't have electric kettles. What's all that about?
I have an electric kettle.
Do you?
Yeah, I have one 15 feet away from me right now.
Do you have an electric kettle, Steve?
Hell to the no. Why would I want that piece of crap?
Because it boils much faster than the hob.
Exactly.
You don't have to mess about with a hob.
To make what?
to
make
boil
coffee
water.
and tea.
We don't make. Yeah, I use it.
Or take ramen noodles.
I don't.
I
like
use it to
I
make
never cook
coffee.
those. Instant?
Yeah, instant
No,
ramen noodles.
pour overs.
Yeah, all that.
Pour
Well,
over.
that's like a tea bag with coffee in it.
No, I mean it's a filter. I put there's a
Oh,
little.
I guess.
Put the
Single
coffee in. It's in a filter in a little container, and then I pour the boiling water over it and
cup? Right.
get coffee. That's how the.
You put the filter into the neighbor's drain.
Is
That's
that what they
yeah.
call
If I'm cup of tea, yeah.
Is that what they call a French press?
That was
No, that's a little different.
A cafetiere.
The Brits call that a British press, I think.
A cafetiere.
Cafetiere, right?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy! Yeah,
I remembered what Cambridge tea was. It was a tea that's half cream, heavy cream, half water, and a huge amount of sugar. That's
But
Cambridge tea.
the reason that they said that you Americans didn't have electric kettles was because your 110
On the
110 volt supply for kettles isn't fast enough, and it never caught on.
No.
It doesn't
Yeah,
boil.
I have
That's
a
not why.
microwave, a coffee maker, a blender. The microwave will heat up any cold cup of coffee that's made in the coffee maker, which takes a few minutes to brew.
Yeah.
A little bit slower probably than electric, or maybe about the same. I don't know. If you want to make things like what's this? I mean, I still use the microwave. I don't know which uses more, electricity, the coils in an electric, pot or the microwave.
That's a good question. The microwave is damn noisy, so I don't like to use it. But
Well,
My brother's calling. I'm gonna have to go. I might be gone for a long time, but it's my
Okay.
brother. I'm sorry.
okay, well, whenever you get back, get back.
Those whistle kettles can get damn noisy that people put on the hobs, though, can't they?
Yeah, but the main reason we don't drink tea, Biscuit Vape. We drink coffee,
You don't drink hot brewed tea.
No, and most people have a special purpose coffee maker for coffee.
I got you.
And so the need to boil water isn't that common. I have a coffee maker, but I don't like to use it. It's too big it's too big. You clean it up and
I've got
ridiculous.
a coffee maker that you put like a conical filter in top. You pour your powder in.
it's exactly what I have.
Yeah, I don't use it because it's just a fucking mess.
Yeah.
It makes a right mess. So I use instant coffee with an electric kettle that takes 30 seconds to boil.
I could never drink instant coffee.
There he is.
Hey,
My name is Aphid Lip, and
I'll be
also
right back.
Aphid
I'm
Lip.
just going to relieve stuff.
No problem.
Your bladder or your sphincter?
My bladder.
We don't need to know these details. There's value in mystery.
Well,
Sometimes.
cup of tea
course.
has
How you doing, Aphid Lip?
Good. How you guys doing?
You alluded to being busy. I hope that wasn't a euphemism for having bad shit happening.
Oh, well, that's my life. No, just crazy. Life's crazy. It's summertime. It's just lots of stuff going on. I'm extremely busy at work, which is good.
That is good.
And then, birthdays and yard work and just all kinds of shit going on.
Pool prep.
Pool prep tomorrow really goes into high gear with the pool prep.
Are you gonna set it up? Start the hose?
Well, I gotta. Since we went bigger, I have a dry creek that goes through my backyard, which 99% of the time is no problem whatsoever, and then 1% of the time there's like a flowing river going through my backyard, so I can't just put some dirt there and hope for the best, because next time it rains it'll just all get washed away. So I have to build I put these big heavy rocks in there and then build up the dirt behind it. And but like when you go to add land to an area to level it out, like you can never overestimate how much dirt you're gonna.
It takes a lot.
It takes way more than you ever. So it's gonna be many, many trips and many, many shovels. And
You ever think of building Lake Aphid Lip and generating hydroelectric power from?
man, I didn't until this moment, but I might have to ponder that for a bit. That's a
Ponder,
brilliant
that's good.
idea.
I like that ponder.
Yeah.
Nice.
Honestly, we tossed the idea around of framing out like a 16 or 17 foot square, putting wire caging or rebar in the bottom, and calling in a ready mix truck and pour in that fucking thing, and then you would never have to think about it again. You know, did you ever
Right.
think about that? It wouldn't
Well-
be that much dough, dude. It would just be labor. I mean, concrete's cheap when you buy it off the truck, you know?
I've put in a a pond for my mom. You know, it's the black liner type, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't see much of a difference why you couldn't make that, you know, your own, constructed to whatever you wanted. You know, if you had a liner big enough to meet your needs, to just dig a hole and lay that liner there and then fill it up with water. You know, I mean,
Sure.
I can't really see why that wouldn't work. I mean, I guess the water would just get gross after time. But if you had fish in there, they could take care of it. And, you know, if
Yeah.
you could put up with, you know, fish
Doesn't
or
the
walking
liner
on-
eventually break and then it all leaks out?
I mean, maybe if you're stomping around on it, but it's pretty thick stuff. I mean, hers has been like that for years. And
Well, I'm just in terms of aid, you know, it's plastic or
it's like I guess it's like a thick
Latex.
vinyl or
Yeah,
latex or something that doesn't deteriorate in time. It almost seems like a inner tube, you know, when it's not filled with air. It's almost
Yeah.
that material.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very popular thing in Vermont for people that have ponds in their yard that they swim in.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well,
oh,
like
yeah.
a big pond you're talking about.
They're not that big. They might be, say, yeah, like 75 by 75 feet. You know,
Right.
it's not
Well, here out
huge.
in the, you know, rural areas, a lot of the farmers or whatever, you know, have big pond areas, and they'll have like a little dock set up with a rowboat or something.
Little farm ponds, you know.
Right,
like-
little farm pond.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that
Suckers
might
will
be
hold
big.
some
That might
nice-
be bigger than what you're talking about.
Those suckers will hold some nice bass.
Yeah.
From what I hear.
There's a pond that me and my son go to, that it's at a friend of mine's aunt's house that's, you know, a little bit rural. It's perfect, man, and they got nice largemouth bass in there. You know,
Oh, yeah.
we always put them back in, but yeah, there's some, and it's fun. You know, you just throw a worm in or whatever you take out there, and you're gonna catch something.
That's super cool. Love to have my own bass lake. Oh, we got a number 6. Hey, he's British.
Does he like backdoor loads?
No,
Well,
Oh,
you don't
maybe.
know that.
maybe
You don't know that.
hey Lee, how you
Oh,
doing?
hold on, Lee's connection. It's on fire.
Ah, well,
You
that's
had
good.
the man
That's
come.
good. I'm trying a different laptop, so
I think
hopefully,
it was your device problem.
Dude, you're right there. You're right there in the second that we're
Well,
on. So
I've got. So I tried to jump in, but I've got something for Last Dance. What you don't know, Last Dance, is that my wife, whose family are all medical. I feel so inferior when I get around them because they're all talking medical stuff, but they're all doctors basically. So just put in a late night call to one of them to ask about your AST number. Yeah, do not worry. So your ASTs should be around about 40, maybe to 50. If it was like problematic, it's 3 times that amount. So you seem to have what they call a slight elevation. Is that right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
69 was
so
the number.
Do you take statins at all?
Yes.
Yes, that can elevate it for a start. Any pain
Okay.
medication can elevate it. Certainly nothing to do with cancer or anything like that. So yeah, don't worry too much. So
All right, I won't.
about
I
that
appreciate it.
about that from the horse's mouth. So because I heard you say it earlier on as I was doing some emails. So I just said to Lizzie before she went to bed, is there any of your, because you can check on WhatsApp if anybody's online. So one of her brothers was online. So GP. So yeah, he said no, that's nothing to worry about. Quite common. And if you're taking statins or pain medication, that can elevate it to the round about the number you're talking about. So, but you'll probably get advice to be more healthy in diet and maybe cut down on drinking, because that's what they always say, isn't it? So, but and the other thing he said with my comment was that if it was serious and the doctor was going on holiday, it would certainly have been transferred and they would want to see you straight away. So yeah,
okay.
don't freak
I
out.
hope
It's all okay, mate, honestly, by the sounds of it.
All right, I
So,
really appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, no problem. So
very nice, Lee. Thanks.
no, it's okay.
I might actually
That's
drink.
okay.
I might actually drink to that.
That's what I was holding the room up for. I mean, I think you're overreacting by not drinking, but you
Yeah.
know,
All right, then
Yeah.
I'm going to have a drink. You guys talk me into it, and if it kills me, I'll blame you guys. I'll be right back with the booze.
If that happens, you won't see me online again. Just egg on the face.
I'd be right back.
Mind you, you're not going to be there to criticize me, are you?
No.
Okay. You're clear.
How is everybody anyway?
Oh, pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. Biscuit,
Nice
how are you?
Apart from the gargling mucus in my chest, I'm fine.
Oh, have you got a chest infection? Yeah.
I don't know if it's chest infection. I've just been fighting a cold or maybe COVID. I don't know.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Did you have COVID?
I don't know if I've got COVID, but
No, but didn't
I've
you
not-
have? You had COVID.
I had it. I had it at Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt you got it again.
Yeah. It's probably just a flu or a bug.
Monkeypox?
My hands are fine. No monkeypox here.
All right, good. I mean, that seems pretty gross. It's like chicken pox, but compare a chicken to a monkey. That's chicken pox to monkeypox. It's bigger, it's nastier, it's stronger. It'll fuck
And
you up.
deadly.
Can be.
Are we talking about monkeypox now?
We're on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
pox, bro. The
Is it
monkey.
really a monkeypox?
Yeah.
What it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
It's going around?
Yeah.
It's not really going around, but it's...
Well, no. There's one case in America and I think 2 in UK. I think.
Yeah. The case was in a place that's called Jamaica Plain. We call it JP. I had to go do some collections there the other day, and
Oh
It's like-
dear.
yeah, the fucking money's
think-
probably covered in
And-
monkeypox.
Steve,
Rum.
unless you've been caressing
Yeah,
people,
cheers, last dance.
you'll be fine. Unless
Yeah.
you've been having
This is all on
some
leave.
shenanigans.
I didn't see anybody. There's a nice pizza shop over there. I wanted to stop in, but I was thinking
They say it's
monkeypox.
they say it's most transmissible during sexual intercourse. So unless you've been doing any of that down there, I think.
Well,
you'll be
that's
fine.
Biscuit. That's a funny thing you should say that because the numbers I think in the UK has gone up to 20 now, but it's mostly in the gay community. So yeah, serious, it is. Yeah,
I'm nice and safe because I've not had any sexual intercourse for 4 years.
It does not appear to be particularly transmissible. You actually seem to have to physically rub against.
And you
Up
know what's
again.
funny? That guy, I don't know if you follow him, the news junkie, Sean Wasson on Twitter.
Yeah, I follow.
He just posted that apparently it's almost exclusively traveling around in the gay male community.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
But
Oh, did you just say that? I'm repeating
Yeah.
you like fucking weed, goddamn
I was
it.
gonna say, how much you've had to smoke tonight?
It's a conspiracy. The Americans are trying to kill off the gays.
I heard there was a second case in New York City as well. But
Have you
It's,
changing the subject slightly? Have you seen what's happening in Sri Lanka at the moment?
no, what's happening?
Well, the obviously with everything that's going on in the world, there's hardly any food to buy. There's no fuel. They've run out. They've got 1 day's reserve left, and they're literally rioting on the streets. And they've been pulling politicians out of their cars and even going to their homes and actually beating them. The whole country's about to just completely collapse. But
Who do they import their fuel from?
I think it was from Russia, I think. No, because they carry on buying it, wouldn't they, if that was the case? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But obviously they're not getting supplies, and the whole country is absolutely complete rioting.
Wow, I didn't
That's
know
cool, man.
You can see a lot of it on YouTube as well. You'll see lots of reports where
I've seen
I,
some of it.
I plan on it.
yeah,
I
make
think,
sure you do.
When the
It's coming
country's
here
whole-
soon.
The whole infrastructure is based on other countries providing things for them to
Yeah.
keep them going. That's a problem, and we've all pointed that out over the years. Years, can you believe it too now? But that when you rely on like another country to provide all of your natural gas or gasoline, you're going to be eventually in conflict with them. It's just the way that humankind is, man. And
Yeah.
seems like a problem in Europe, obviously in Sri Lanka. in the U.S., they want to stop pipelines. I don't know. What do you guys think about that Keystone XL? I think it looks pretty appealing right now.
Yeah, I'd say build them, but have a plan to build nuclear power to replace as much other sources of energy as you can, better fossil fuels. That's what I think
Yeah.
both need to happen simultaneously.
It's something really interesting in the UK at the moment. There was, as you, same with you guys, petrol and oil, gas all going up. And our gas prices are like they're going up, and they're going to go up again in October. So everybody's bracing themselves for because obviously you're going to start using more because it's the winter period. But there's a place called Milford Haven, which is in Wales, which is a huge port, which quite a bit of stuff gets delivered there. There's an article in what we call a broadsheet. You got your normal newspaper, and then there's broadsheet newspaper, which huge papers. It would be deemed that people sort of like of intellect would buy the big broadsheet sort of thing. It's that sort of catered for those sort of people. But there was a small article in that paper, I mean, literally that big, where there were ships wanting to deliver. What's it called? Is it LSG? No, liquid gas. What's it called?
Liquid natural gas, LNG.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that's how they termed it. Trying to deliver into the Milford Haven, and the UK have sent them away. So they've gone off to somewhere maybe like Belgium or something like that, because they said it will block up the port. Well, what's strange about that is that there's obviously plenty of gas around then, so it just makes me think: are they keeping the price artificially high? Because for this country to turn around and say, "Oh, it's going to block up a port to send them away," it's ridiculous. It could lower our gas prices. So I don't know what the hell they're playing at. Really weird.
Do you guys
hardly reported?
Do you guys use a lot of natural gas?
Yeah, we can use natural gas.
Yeah.
Methane is what it is.
Yeah.
So you have a gas stove or a gas fireplace, something. All of it, all of the above.
No, not in my.
You can have electric if you want. Yeah.
Yeah.
But ours is all gas.
I have gas central heating and a gas hob and oven.
Yeah, it used to be that electric heat was significantly more money, but now the gas is going up. And like you're saying, Lee, they want gas to be gone. Places like Berkeley, California, which might still be in the courts, but they've outlawed any new construction from having gas, anything, gas appliances, gas heat.
Well,
gas.
That's stupid because you can convert that into hydrogen when it's available.
Potentially. Also, I think Brookline, Massachusetts, another, might have been Cambridge, both very liberal, very wealthy communities.
Is this a climate change reason?
Yes.
Behind? Okay.
Yes. They're all pushing this new thing of heat pumps, which is like an electric space heater. It's more of like mounted on a wall or whatever. Can also do AC, but that's the new. But like you're saying, Last Dance, if the electricity is produced by some form of carbon, then you're really not gaining anything there.
No.
Maybe you can. One of the problems with natural gas, at least in the United States, is that it's kind of leaky, and the methane itself is a very potent greenhouse gas. Right. So, setting just even if you burn it 100% cleanly, it still leaks out through the whole damn system, and it's. I know for a fact that it's leaking outside at just a little bit out at my at the meter on the other side of the meter, so it doesn't cost me anything. But you multiply that by 1 million customers, and it's a big problem.
Did you mix up a little?
I think we said
Did
before.
You mix up a little soapy water and put it on?
I didn't, but the people I hired did exactly that, and you could see the bubbles coming up on the other side. So, because I said, I've always smelled gas a little bit out here, and I never could figure it out. So he said, "Oh, let me check." And he puts a little gas there, and you could see the bubbles coming out.
Oh yeah, that's the way to do it.
They didn't think to fix it.
It was on the utility side. They can't touch it.
And it could be a whole. I mean, if you don't have access to the valve to shut it off, and you start trying to tighten a union in the middle of a line, what if you make the leak worse? And you can't fucking shut the gas off, which could theoretically happen, right? So, yeah, I understand that.
I was mentioning to you before, though, that I mean, the mad thing is, I think we touched on this subject. Is we've got about 70 to 80 years worth of gas underneath the country if we start fracking, but they won't let us frack. They're all against it because they think it's going to cause earthquakes. So,
there's some evidence towards that, but my neighbor was going house on me last year when I was making jokes about fracking. She was losing her mind. It was like some people, I don't know, the fracking thing.
Yeah,
it seems good to me. Frack away.
Well,
I don't have a problem with fracking when it's nowhere near infrastructure. But if you've got old infrastructure that's going to damage and listed buildings or whatnot, then you've got that to worry about as well.
Yeah, but this was Biscuit. This was in I think it's Cumbria, and because it's
but the site.
There's no major infrastructure there. It's just locals that we don't want our hills and our woods and everything else being.
No. It's only a couple of miles away from a town, and the whole town can be damaged with millions of pounds worth of damage.
Let me ask you
this.
I
don't know though. I'm not so convinced.
How does it work? Like they fucking vibrate the ground? What do they do?
No.
Pressure water.
They pump water in.
They pump water in at high pressure, and that pushes the oil up to the surface.
It actually does more than that. It's called fracking because it fractures the rock.
Yeah.
And doing so, it breaks open the aquifers and washes the oil off of the rock and brings it all up.
So they drill hole like strategic sites. They bore down, pump water down sort of underneath it, if you will.
Yeah, and because water is not compressible, when they hammer on the water, it goes all the way down and fractures the rock at the bottom of the.
Right. Yeah, and I learned that too watching some of the old videos from Iraq and Afghanistan when they were like going to bust through a locked door. The U.S. military figured out that the bomb by itself not very effective, but if they put like this almost like a shield of water in front of the explosion directed at the lock, it would blow the fucking thing right off the hinge.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool.
So it's a water bomb because, like you said, water is not compressed. So the full force of the explosion is transferred into the water because of the lack of compression.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. And then, like, the insurgents inside would get hit with the water and think it was a funny joke from, Ahmed coming in with a water balloon, but it was some Navy SEALs with some M4s to the head. That's how we get rolled. Hey, look who it is. LDG.
LDG of the Geeks.
Hello.
Free the
Hello.
What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
Wow, nice mix on the voice this week.
Yeah, no auto-tune.
Yeah? No. Yeah.
Gee, how are you, bud?
A little bit. Slightly. Yeah, things are okay.
Good, man.
Good to see you streaming, like always.
Thanks, we try.
Yep.
And speaking of which, next weekend, my college buddy's coming down on Saturday. So
hell yeah. You guys going to get wasted.
Yes, definitely. But he won't do this. So I'm tossing around the idea of Friday or maybe sneaky Sunday. Because we all have Monday off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Memorial Day. Yeah, because you guys don't. What is Memorial Day? That's when we memorialize the wounded and dead, right?
Of wars. And we get wasted for them.
I guess England just don't appreciate that.
They don't
think there's a special day set aside for the ones that fought for their freedom. What about scumbags?
Lee, ID 91 asking you to clarify again. I think, what was it, Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka.
Yeah, there
Right.
you go. Okay.
Okay.
That's
That's
from
Asian, right?
Smooth.
I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
just trying to get a picture of what the streets look like, you know?
I don't
When I
know.
see-
They're sort of, for lack of a better, I don't know.
Aren't they kind of like half Asian, half Indian? Aren't they?
I don't know. Should we be talking about this?
I think so.
Why not?
Isn't this isn't
Well,
like I'm thinking
this-
like
that- it's only culture talk. What's wrong with
Indiana Jones 2, like when they went and they were in the caves, and I'm thinking those
You
people.
can base this under an educational question, I think. You know, it's an
Bang- what was that,
inquisitive
Bang?
mind.
What was
So
that?
you're
What was
saying
that?
they're sort of a hybrid?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's no like straight line where on one side of the border they're Asian looking.
Yeah,
On the other side of the
looking.
border, yeah, they're
But they're
Indian.
all
Indian,
all
like not
Asian.
American Indian looking.
Right,
Not-
but they're
Not
all
this-
Asian. 'Cause-
not that Indian.
right. That's not offensive.
The no, the
There's-
other Indian.
There's two. The other type, what is
The
less
original
offensive?
OG Indians.
What they call
Because
is
here they're only like
call it-
300-400-year-old Indians.
I think it's in a movie where they said, "Are you talking about the blah 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 Indian
Yeah.
or the red dot Indian?"
There you go, red dot. That's a good way to put it. The red dot. Indian.
Oh, you guys are so respectful. It's
Is
just,
this bad?
No,
it's not great. I wouldn't say it's bad.
It's not
that? Why
great.
don't you differentiate
great.
them as Asian Indian and American Indian?
There you go.
Yeah. And
yeah, because
then-
technically, and I didn't realize this until you guys had such an influx over there in Europe of all these. I guess they were Iraqis or something. I don't know what they were, but they were causing a bunch of trouble, raping women and stuff, and they had gangs. And the British news always referred to them as Asians, and I was like, what?
right.
But technically, they are Asian.
Yeah.
We always refer to them as Middle Eastern, but that's not.
Wait, is Pakistan in Asia?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think Russia's in Asia, isn't it?
No.
No,
I mean,
Europe.
Russia's it's
Oh.
on by itself.
Russia's so big, and they've conquered
That's
so many
right.
lands that they're.
Right.
If you go towards, the very far east and towards the south, like Mongolia, you might say they're Asian.
Like per
Russia is technically part of the continent of Europe.
But Moscow is in Europe.
per land.
Russia is unbelievably huge. It's so massive.
Yeah,
isn't
it is.
It's unreal. Unreal.
I'm just thinking per land, their GDP, they have to be at the bottom of the list because
Oh yeah.
per
Yeah.
square footage of what they have to what their GDP is, I mean, they're pretty much a shithole country
Well,
as far as you look at it.
90% of the country is unlivable.
Crazy, isn't it?
Why is it
It's
unlivable?
not unlivable. It's
Very-
hard living.
very
like,
cold.
The hardest
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
the hard. I mean, jeez.
It's
Siberia
rocky-
is a very large
It's
area.
rocky and mountainous and
Right.
freezing. The Siberian tundra.
Yeah, I mean, you could say basically Alaska for most of it. You're
Is
talking-
Tibet in Asia or is that in Russia?
It's in Asia.
Asia.
It's in China.
So, okay.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Why don't we get Elon Musk to buy Russia?
It would be cheap. It'd probably be
And
cheap.
then,
Getting cheaper too.
yeah,
Hey,
It is, isn't it?
at this rate, I'll be able to afford it
So
on
it's-
Dole.
Twitter's probably getting cheaper too.
But it's the same reason you won't buy Twitter, because Russia's all bots and trolls.
I'm still not sold. Like I haven't been from the very beginning that he
Clever.
was ever interested in buying Twitter.
Well, he's
Well,
done a
I
hell of a
agree.
good publicity about it.
Right.
I agree.
Jesus.
he doesn't. Well, the second he said he wants it because of freedom of speech, I called bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one of the CEOs was caught on video saying that we don't support freedom of speech. Not a CEO, one
Yeah.
of the executives from Twitter. It's like, that was never their intention. And he would be totally,
He has more followers than the fucking platform he's on. For God's sake,
it's popular.
I
he
mean-
could build his own platform for a fraction of the cost to buy Twitter, right?
on YouTube,
And
he's got
Hmm.
people spending hundreds of thousands of pounds on cameras just to keep an eye on SpaceX.
Yeah.
They're like the rocket thing. They've got like 3 different companies with
Oh,
lots and lots of
streamers?
cameras. Yeah.
Oh,
With cameras
funny.
pointing at the rocket factory all the time, like 24/7. They've got one lab padre. I think they've got like 20 cameras that are all individually shown 24/7.
That's cool. Yeah, he's brilliant, man. Although I will say he seems to have had a bit of a lull as of the last week or two. I haven't seen as much from him.
Well, apparently he's talking to a guy called Everyday Astronaut on the SpaceX base, giving him a tour. So that's why he's being quiet.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Look at you, Afton, getting it, mixing it up over here.
Sorry.
Did any of you guys? Did any of you guys put? Have you ever put any money into the Bitcoin actual coins? You know.
I'm tempted.
No.
I've
It's
tried
going
mining
for
it
that.
for a while.
I was too smart
Too
to
late.
do that 20 years ago.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
They have a thing.
I
They have a
bought-
thing at my local gas station down the street, like the shithole gas station. It's right next to the bait, the live bait, and you can buy Bitcoin out of like an ATM type machine. You guys seen
Oh my
those?
god!
No,
Yeah,
I haven't.
Bitcoin
It's
machine.
literally right next to the refrigerator that has, night crawlers in it.
Yeah, the funny thing is, though, people who have the Bitcoin and they're signed up on that can go in and put in their code and withdraw cash.
Yeah. I put
So-
some money. I put some money into it last year. I put £1,000 into a coin called Cardano, and I made about £600 to £700. Look, I mean, I've only got about like a tenner in the account now.
It's probably,
thank God,
that's a
'cause
good.
it's-
I was
Yeah.
about to say it's a good point.
Yeah,
Did
but I
you
did
get
make some
crit-
money out of it.
Did they destroy you on taxes for something like that?
No, it's really like here you pay a capital gains tax, but it has to be
Right.
over a certain amount. So for making £600-700, it's like they don't tax you. But
Oh, cool.
if I made something like £10,000,
Yeah.
they would certainly
Yeah,
want
that'd be different.
Their
Yeah,
cut
totally.
to it.
Yeah. 600. They're like,
Yeah,
Capital
suppose-
gains you can get around with some stuff if you own it for longer than 2 years here.
It's same in casinos in America, isn't it? You pay tax over a certain amount of winnings.
600, I think.
Is it
Used
over
to be
6?
600.
Is
Might
it
be
only
1,000 now.
600?
Used to be 600, yeah.
Because I thought you only had to declare like over 10 grand or something in certain
No,
states.
not here. No. If you win a scratchy for $1,000, you got to pay taxes on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think the national lottery is tax free here, isn't it?
yeah.
Hey Lee, back to your energy things. Now I remember 40 years ago, you guys drilling for oil in the North Sea. Is that running out, or is that still going strong?
Still going fairly strong. It's funny actually because back in the days of Margaret Thatcher, one of her saving graces was that we cleared the country's deficit with North Sea oil, only for a short period of time, but that really helped the economy, as you can imagine. But yeah, it's one of the reasons why England doesn't want Scotland to become independent, because part of the agreement is that they would want the North Sea oil rigs, which is obviously producing oil. So yeah, and when they had the referendum, they lost. More Scottish people voted to stay within the United Kingdom rather than be an independent country. So
It was a close
that was-
vote, right? Fairly close.
it was. I don't know. I'm not sure whether it was fair.
I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was 52 to 48%.
The
Were
thing
you
is, with
guys
Scot-
surprised? Did you think it was going to go?
No way. I didn't think it was going to go. No.
Biscuit?
And the other thing is, for any Scottish people that are watching, I'm not being unfair, but it's because it's true. But Scotland's got a population of 4 million people, and it is all funded from Westminster, so as in London. So if they decide to go independent, they're going to lose an awful lot of money and services. Like in this country, we have to pay for our prescriptions, but in Scotland for medical prescriptions, but you don't have to pay for them in Scotland. And also university fees. You have to pay university fees in England, but if you go to university in Scotland, you don't have to pay any fees. Your education's free. So there's quite a few benefits. There's a lot of other things as well. So I think the Scottish people weighed it up and thought, You know what?
They've
we're quite
got
well
it better
off.
on child income support. You get paid
Yeah.
until your child turns 7,
Yeah.
whereas here, when your child turns 5, you get kicked off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of benefits, and I think Nicola Sturgeon, who's the main person that wants independence, you talk about oil. That was one of her strings to her bow when it came to the vote. Was look, we can be an independent country and make a lot of money from the oil because it's within our territory. So, but. Yeah, she didn't win the case, thankfully. So I prefer that we're joined. I don't want them to be independent. I don't see what. I mean, the weird thing is as well, without boring you, but everybody knows that if Scotland became independent tomorrow, they don't qualify. They don't meet the qualifications to be able to join the EU, because that's what they would do. So ultimately, what the EU would do is bend the rules to let them to join. I mean, this is why the EU is so unfair, and I think this is why we ended up voting to come out of it. It's so hypocritical as an organisation. It really is. It's just terrible. And we were one of the major funders as well. So we gave more money than we got back. So we're funding other European countries. Right? We're out. Yeah, absolutely.
Completely out
of the closet.
Yeah. But the problem we've got now is that we've got this is heavy political tonight, isn't it? Is that we've got Northern Ireland, which is part of the United Kingdom. You've got Southern Ireland, which is a separate country, and then you've got the border control between England and Northern Ireland at the moment, which is causing major problems because this is
how long are we going to have Northern Ireland though? Now that
well, this is a question. Very true. Yeah. But you Americans are getting involved because Pelosi has said if you start to break the rules, then you're going to go to the bottom of the trade list with us. So she's getting a lot of negative press at the moment here, saying like just keep out of it. Do you know what I mean? Because it could disturb.
Well, she doesn't make the rules.
Sinn Féin now has the majority seats, don't they, in Northern Ireland now? So they have
that's right.
more of a say. And if they get their way, they'll reunite Northern Ireland with Ireland and say goodbye to.
Well,
UK.
they could create a referendum, but I don't think they would win it. Yeah.
All those Protestants, though, Ireland doesn't want them. They want only the Catholics. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why there was terrorism for God knows how many years exactly. Too. Right? They wanted us out.
The world will be a much better place when everyone says that God doesn't fucking exist.
When's that going to happen?
Never.
Probably 150 years or so.
Okay.
When we've made a pill for it.
It's funny. So I always remember that there's a I think it was an American astronaut in the International Space Station asked about giving his view of being able to look down at the world. And he says it's amazing. I'll never forget. I'm sure it was an American, or was it an English astronaut? I can't remember. I think it was American. He said he looked down at the world for the first time from space, and the first thought that came to his mind was, "You can't see any borders." Do you know what I mean? And I just thought that was so powerful. That was just like, that's great.
Yeah. We draw those on maps, but they don't actually exist.
Yeah.
So after humans are gone, borders won't obviously exist. It's all just
We
and
fight
the wars
over them like they make a difference.
Yeah.
But even in the animal kingdom, borders exist.
That's true. Yeah.
Basically, if an animal comes over into another animal's territory, that animal will tell them to fuck off, or be killed, and they'll take over.
Generally,
we're better than animals.
No, we're not.
No,
we are the same as animals. We are just as bad.
We're worse. We're the worst animal.
We figured out how to kill more efficiently. That's our only improvement.
That's true. Yep.
And consume and
yep.
That's amazing BBC documentary. I don't know if you've seen it, made by the BBC about these particular group of apes in a forest. And they did exactly that, Biscuit. They came across another. They went on the hunt on purpose to hunt
They
these
did.
other primates, and they killed them. And they ate them, and some of them as well, didn't they? But they
That was
took over their land.
chimpanzees. With chimpanzees.
Yes, yeah, that's it,
Yeah.
chimpanzees. And then they followed their progress, and they were taking over more and more land, and and becoming the dominant
The
force.
dominant,
But it was-
yeah.
yeah,
Those fucking
amazing.
things are nasty, man.
Yeah,
Killers. They killed.
But the thing is, there are other groups of chimpanzees that are highly social, and will take other chimpanzees from other groups in and teach them how to use tools, and they're super social.
They're going to
Yeah.
have nuclear weapons in a few dozen,
Hey, mate,
a few
you know
dozen
what?
decades.
it won't be long before I'm walking along a beach and the Statue of Liberty is half out of the sea.
I should clarify their tools are sticks that pull termites out of trees.
That's how it starts. It ends with nuclear weapons every time.
and rocks to break coconuts open.
Yeah.
I'm always amazed when I've seen there was another documentary where there was where they haven't got self-awareness. You put a mirror in front of them and they start hissing at it, and then sort of like bury their teeth and everything. In fact, and it's just a reflection of themselves, but they have no awareness of it. They just see it as a danger, you know. So
That's
another,
right.
It's another chimp.
Elephants are the only ones that realize that it's themselves when they look at it.
Not
Oh, is that true?
Is that
Dolphins
true?
also.
Well, I mean,
Dolphins
Wow.
recognize themselves.
for terrestrial animals, they've
Uh-huh.
put dots on elephants' heads, and then the elephant will look at itself in a mirror and use its trunk to touch the dot, and then they realize
Oh,
it's
Brilliant.
wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah.
pretty cool, man.
Will it
Taxiderms.
pop a zit on its cheek?
Thanks, Aphid Lip.
They
Thanks for
don't
going there.
get zits. They're so pure, and big, and beautiful. They are like no zits. They're awesome.
I've seen it where they've stopped, where they've come
You're
across.
disgusting.
I've seen it where they've come across bones of another elephant, and they all stop and they all touch it with their trunk as if to pay respect to it. Yeah, I think that's fascinating.
Could be they were just looking for a little more meat.
I trust you.
Man, oh man, what's gotten into you?
Come on, fire tonight, guys.
It must have been a hard
they
week,
even-
huh?
That's a tough
they
week.
even-
He trolling.
Do they
That
even
boy
eat meat?
trolling.
Do elephants eat meat? I don't think they
No,
do.
they're-
No.
They are
Peanuts.
100%
They only eat
herbivore.
peanuts, I think.
You guys are familiar with the white-tailed deer, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
very familiar.
For hundreds of years, they thought that white-tailed deers only ate vegetation, and
Right.
then with many trail cams and
Yeah.
many people's faces aghast, they realize every once in a while they actually eat birds,
Yes.
like baby birds, and they're
What?
Wow.
Really?
Yes, you gotta.
They do.
No way.
Crazy, dude.
It's not often, but
It's
If-
it's been caught.
it's been caught. Right, I've seen the video myself.
Yeah, and they're chomping away on these little.
Only
fuckers.
baby birds, though. They're
They
scared
they
of it.
look almost they look
it-
almost curious when they're eating.
It brings a whole new layer to Bambi, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally, man.
It does.
So how does that not happen with an elephant? They must get a bird in there every once in a while.
Yeah.
They can't be that innocent.
I don't know.
Oh, they're pretty innocent.
We all know how they feel about mice, according to Disney.
According to cartoons, which we all trust for our
Hippos love to be pat on the head. You know?
exactly.
Did you know why they? Do you know why they eat birds?
I know they always say the same thing.
Well, they're not talking, but probably just it's easy for them when
no,
it's there and it's
they eat birds when they are growing their antlers for the nutrients for their antlers to grow, to get calcium for their antlers.
There you go.
Would make sense in the spring
Sure.
too, right? I like it.
Mr. Big Brain.
Squirrels eat meat.
It's the android brain. Oh, is it an android?
well, I think for a long time people thought
You got to roll that on. Android.
that pelicans only ate fish, and then there's this video from the UK where there's this pelican in the park, and the woman is feeding pigeons, and a pelican scoops up a pigeon, and eats a pigeon.
I've seen that one too.
I've seen that,
Oh
and I
my
saw
God.
the great blue heron ate a duckling. And
Really?
another video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, think about it. They can
Yeah.
eat a
Some of-
spiny, nasty, scaly fish.
Well, when you think
Little
think
bird.
about it, what are birds related to?
Dinosaurs.
Predominantly raptor dinosaurs
Velociraptor, man.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
and T-Rex.
Just like you were saying, there's anthologies and compilations, Smokesteve, about all types of topics. I had watched a couple of the bird ones within the last couple of weeks, and they're brutal, man. Those storks, they get in there with those beaks and spear things, and man, and
Yeah, there was a time.
Go ahead.
There was a time when I saw. Don't you ever seen ducks mating? But that's like gang rape. It's unreal. And I thought the first time I saw it, I was like, no, that can't be happening. And one had the pin down, one was pecking her head. She was in complete distress. So I thought, I've got to look this up. Was this a one-off? But no, it's what happens. It's how they mate. This like poor female duck gets completely savaged by about three of the
It
ducks.
depends how you look at it. She might be a complete whore.
Yeah, she might be loving it. Yeah, too right.
Man, have we
Man,
descended into the?
That's just quackers, man.
We're going further. We're going further now. The Johnny Knoxville, the latest Johnny Knoxville. What is that series? The
Jackass.
The Jackass 4.5 or 4.5 is out now, and I couldn't watch it all. It was just too disgusting. But one of the bits they had was a big eagle, like a harpy eagle, and they put fish into Steve-O's butt, and then they would let the harpy eagle hop over and eat the fish. Oh, I don't know if you guys would be able to watch it either, man. I literally
I could barely listen to what you're saying about it.
Yeah,
And-
just
and
the description.
the part I
Jeez.
did watch, there were a couple of bits where I had to fast forward. And it involves nuts and packages and assholes and
Oh,
God damn.
talking of disgusting. My daughter come down the other day and absolutely in tears because some YouTuber had mentioned Two Girls, One Cup and she'd searched it.
Oh no!
oh,
No.
Yeah.
No.
You
Oh
gotta
my God! That
figure
is.
out how to get the parental, things on. There's plenty of folk here a lot smarter than me can let you know how to do that.
Thing is, I'd already give her all the parental things, but because
You mean the boundaries, yeah.
the boundaries, but I'd turn them off for a couple of days because with Amazon Prime, she can't watch with a Kindle. She couldn't watch Amazon Prime videos while it was on
Well,
kid safe.
You've
So I
got to
turned it off. I turned it off for her, and she's watching YouTube, and she searched this and found
Fair
it.
enough.
She only watched like first 30 seconds of it and turned it off. But
right.
I personally have never seen it, and
I
I
won't
have
watch
seen
it.
some
Yeah, it's-
extremely nasty shit, including the most recent mass shooting video from Buffalo. But I can handle all of that, but the whole shit thing, no fucking way.
Not just the nasty stuff.
Is
either,
he not into
just
scat play?
all the viruses and
No
crap.
way.
She's
You
not,
don't-
she's
don't
not
knock it till you
sophisticated
try it, dog.
enough to go to adult sites. I mean, like I said, viruses, malware. There's a host of danger. I'm sure you've taken care of the problem by now, so I'll shut up about that.
I have, yes. Everything that she's got is parental locked again.
Okay. Yeah, that's just I go whoa.
But it's just the fact
That's
that
not a good story.
The Amazon Kindle wouldn't let her watch like Prime videos, so I unlocked it. So she could watch Prime Video.
Right.
Oh, Biscuit, thou protest too much. Such an elaborate story. You were turning that off because you wanted to access Pornhub. Come on, be honest.
Why would I do it with her? It's her tablet. I've got my own.
Right.
I thought you were talking about
I've
the whole
got
system in your house.
no. I've got a PC here, and I don't use that for porn though. I've got my mobile phone for that in my own private time. It's more mobile, get it?
Let's dive deeper into the subject.
No.
Oh.
Ixnay.
What's funny is is the fact that you're most likely not lying, and that
I'm
you
not.
actually show your wife your walking program on your cell phone, and it's surprising how many fucking walks it says you do per day.
I don't have a wife. I'm a single parent, so I'm all good.
Right.
Oh,
Did you hear the story in the US about there was one of our MPs in Parliament that's got caught watching porn on his phone?
I heard
the news
I
that-
remember that. Yeah.
the
Gone,
phone
yeah.
is the worst
resigned, right?
device
Resigned,
to
yes.
watch porn on. Don't
Pretty
use
stupid.
phone,
Yeah, pretty stupid.
please.
I don't know. I go on Google Chrome and then I put incognito tab on, and
as soon
then
as
I view through incognito,
yeah,
and
okay.
then I click it off.
Illusion of choice. Just because it's
Hey,
incognito doesn't mean jack squat.
If I can't re-find the sites that I've been on, then my daughter certainly can't. So that's all good. And I've got a password lock on my phone, so. And the only
Yeah, but
person
the point
that-
is, Biscuit,
in
it's
my
not about
house.
your daughter. Forget about your
Yeah,
daughter.
please tell me it's
who-
not
It's
1,
who else
2,
knows.
3, 4, 5.
You should probably join the Latter-day Saints, Biscuit.
Why?
Stupid religious joke.
Do they have? I don't know if they have many over there. It's
That'll
an
straight-
American religion.
That'll straighten this all out.
Do you ever see two guys young boys riding a 10-speed bicycle with a suit or a white T-shirt or a white dress shirt and a tie?
No.
Mormons. Or no, not Mormons. What are they?
Oh,
Because that's how you know you got Mormons in your community.
Oh, it is Mormons. Okay.
Yeah.
Mormons.
Yeah, we don't have them here. We have the.
Really? You don't have them? Oh, I see
we
them.
got the
I see them.
witnesses. We got
We-
witnesses here.
Yeah,
Major
we've got the
witnesses.
JW Society that bangs on doors. every
Jehovah
week.
Witnesses?
yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the best, aren't they?
We got them here everywhere.
Yeah.
I
They've never banged on my
standing
door,
at I like standing at door and just absolutely wasting the time,
You know,
and then arguing with them about how God's not real.
Oh boy, I don't waste my time or theirs. I just say thank you, goodbye.
Hey, I've got a lot of time to waste in my sickly moments.
Yeah.
honestly, I work with a bunch of them, and like in my job and shit, and they're always greet me with a smile. They're real sweet guys.
Good people.
They're
Very good.
good people. You know?
I had one of my good friends growing up. He was a Jehovah Witness, and I had one that was a Mormon. And,
I would have rather had 44 be a Mormon than what it turned out. But go ahead, Aphid Lip. I interrupted you. I apologize.
Seems like a rare reference, but
Yeah,
anyway.
very rare, very rare.
Anyway, the Jehovah Witness, it was weird because they don't put anything above God, so like no holidays whatsoever. And the Mormon, when he went to a couple of friends that were Mormon, and when they went to their mission, is when they go with their white shirt and a tie, and they walk around. They try to promote their religion or whatever. They came back totally different people. Where the Jehovah Witnesses, none of the Jehovah Witnesses I knew are still Jehovah Witnesses. They've all moved on since then. But the Mormons, man, that whole mission thing changes them. They don't want to hang out with regular kids anymore. They only want to hang out with their own kind.
There's some
After they get back.
healthy-minded people coming out of Utah. Some crazies too. Polygamists in particular, who are notorious. Who was that one out there who was
Warren
running?
Jeffs.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
He was like the dude.
Oh, the horror show, dude.
Be right back.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's in prison now.
Good. That's where he belongs.
Right.
Yeah. We have it's actually starting to get back into the mix. Unfortunately, the political mix is the age of consent, age of marriage, legal marriage that's allowed for the lowest, for children or teenagers.
That's a thing. Like
I haven't heard much about
It's
that.
it's starting to be. I've seen it. I think on Twitter, but that may even be.
And what's the argument? Like it should be lower than 18?
The feminists believe that the patriarchy wants to pull down the age of marriage, and I think I've seen a few citations about it, or website type citations, but it's just not that big a deal. I'm not interested in that. It has nothing to do with me. It's not really an issue that I foresee as being
isn't the
significant,
legal
but it
age
could
for
be.
marriage 18?
It differs from state to state. Every state's different.
The lowest. I
Should
think
be.
we have a state where it might be 16. It
I
might
mean,
be maybe
here,
Alaska. Or,
here
who
you can
knows?
get married at 16, but you have to have parental permission.
Okay, yeah, it could be looked up. I'm not. Again, I'm just not that interested in this situation. But talking about.
But I
just
think
on
I
this
think that's to
Jeff
accommodate
Jeffries
the travelling society that like to marry the kids off young.
I think I just got his name wrong, but what's his name? Last Dance.
Warren Jeffs.
Warren Jeff. That's the one I know.
2 first names. Another guy with 2
Not
first
a name
names.
anybody that's a friend of mine, but it's
He was a good guy, right?
Who?
Great
Who
guy.
now? Who this?
The leader of Mormons. Well, he was like one of the leaders.
He was a cultish
Isn't that
offshoot
something?
of the Mormons.
Was that the guy who wrote Dianetics, L. Ron Hubbard?
No.
No.
Smith wasn't
L.
it?
Ron Hubbard's related to LDG.
Yeah,
Wasn't that guy a Smith?
they have a different name.
Right. LDG stands for L. Dan Gabbert, related to L. Ron Hubbard.
Is that true?
No, I made
What
it up.
about,
It's
what
probably
about Dianetics with L.
What was
Ron
that movie?
Hubbard?
What was that
What was
movie?
that about?
What was that movie? What was that?
The Master, right?
No, the one that it was in space with.
The Karate Kid.
Oh, who's the guy in Pulp Fiction that? Not Sylvester Stallone. What the hell's his name? John Travolta. What was that movie? The space movie he made. That was an L. Ron Hubbard based space.
I don't
movie,
know
wasn't
that.
it?
Oh, the horrible
Michael?
one, the
Was it
really
Michael,
terrible
was
one where
it?
they were dressed up like 8-foot, ridiculous looking monsters.
Yeah, they had dreadlocks. And
yeah, silly looking guy.
Forrest Whitaker was in it.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker. I don't know
What's
exactly
it
what you're
called?
talking about. I can't remember that.
It was a
Battlefield
huge-
Earth.
Yeah, Battlefield
Yes,
Earth.
that is it. That is an epic movie.
Well, L. Ron Hubbard failed as a science fiction.
He was a
author.
science fiction
Awesome
writer,
Carol.
and
Oh, he's something else.
Go ahead, Last Dance. You can finish.
then he kind of
You can
just
finish my
pivoted
sentence.
just a little bit to create this Dianetics
Right.
thing, and from that he built a religion. It's pretty wild.
1978, I was using the Gainesville Library. I was very poor, and I go to the library, and I was, knew how to request. They gave you, and I requested a book called A Piece of Blue Sky, and it was the Scientology story. And it's how when you're selling somebody the London Bridge or a piece of blue sky, well, that's what L. Ron Hubbard did. He did it very well, and
So
I'll
he's the one
segue
who
in.
created
Go ahead.
Scientology?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And he
Yes.
did. But the latest Top Gun, it got a 5-minute standing O at Cannes. I think it was Cannes Film Festival, and Tom Cruise took the Palme d'Or.
Palme d'Or.
His star is rising. I just read yesterday. It's almost back up to where it was before he jumped on the couch and went crazy.
His star might be rising, but his height is quite
man.
diminutive.
That's the only thing I like about the dude is his smaller
His
stature.
stature is
He's shorter than you.
And
Let's go emergency top 5 best Tom Cruise movie. I'm going to go.
Risky business.
Yeah, you nailed it. Boom.
I like Collateral Damage.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
like
that was a
that
pretty
one,
good
yeah.
movie because
That
he
was
was
slick.
pretty cool in that movie.
Yeah,
I like
that was slick.
Top Gun.
Yeah,
Top
Top
Gun
Gun.
is
No denying
excellent.
it. Solid movie.
I
Big-
thought
just waiting to cut in.
Vanilla
Sorry
Sky
to-
was very good.
Sorry to
How
cut
about
in.
Magnolia.
What, Lee?
Yeah, he's an
So-
awesome
sorry-
asshole in that movie.
I've got to read this to you. I had to look something because you're talking about Rob Hold. I thought, I know there's a famous quote. This is so funny. It's one of his quotes: "Is that you don't get rich writing science fiction. If you want to get rich, start a religion."
Yeah.
So, yeah.
L. Ron Hubbard
Sorry, let's
wrote
go
that?
back to Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new
taxes.
Top Gun trailer? Have
No.
you seen the
Yes.
trailers on YouTube?
Yes.
I didn't like the
It
first
looks
Top Gun.
fun. It looks phenomenal. It does
It's
look good.
big.
When does
The
it come
actual
out in the
flight-
States?
When the production values go sky high, the production itself shows sky high almost always. I'm sorry. Who asked what?
When does it come out in the States?
I want to say, and I'm probably
It's
wrong,
soon,
but I want
right?
to say the 22nd.
It's out in the UK in I think about 5 days time. I think we get it
Okay.
May the 27th.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll go look that up.
The date's probably the same, I would guess, because of the internet, it would be here as soon as it's there. So
Right.
I mean, they would have to do a big kind of worldwide release, at least
Yeah.
for developed countries.
Yeah. True.
Maybe not in
Russia.
yeah.
Sri
But
Lanka.
there's a fantastic
Yeah, Russia,
fantastic
Sri Lanka,
video on
North Korea.
YouTube. We have
Burkina
the
Faso.
3 days from now, May 24th is the release date.
it's 27th here, I think. So,
There'll be
I think
earlier premiere
Why would they
dates, though,
do
in
that
UK,
after
won't
the
Oh,
weekend?
yeah, that's true.
That doesn't make sense that they would do it.
Tuesday
after the
is
weekend.
always the release day for everything.
Well, have a look,
okay.
Cypher. See what it says on Google for
Something
UK
I didn't
release date.
Yeah.
See what it says. I might be wrong, you see.
Add that to the universe of things
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Tuesday for albums, and in the old days, albums were always released on Tuesday, and movies. I don't know why, but Tuesday's the day. It's a Tuesday thing.
There's a
Hey, look
fantastic
who it
video
is.
on YouTube. We have the red arrows in this country for our aerial display, real fast moving. They're doing amazing maneuvers. But if you've got the blue jets, are they called the blue jets in US?
Blue Angels.
Like
The Blue Angels.
Blue Angels, that's it.
Yeah.
It's an amazing video on YouTube of someone putting like a camera within the cockpit. And God, it gives you the real sensation of how fast they move and how quickly they can turn. It's just amazing. Real good photography.
Yeah.
Well, filming.
Really
There's a showing in my local area at midnight on 24th of May.
Like a early presentation.
You're not going to do like the 20-pound payment thing, are you?
No, it's normal. It's normal price.
I'll be right back.
It's a showing. It's a midnight showing.
So it's the first show then, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's on 25th of May. They've got a full day starting at 10 a.m.
I might
the
be
new
able to make
Doctor?
it a full movie now.
I got the
too.
date wrong then.
Well, I mean, will you guys just pony up the extra $10 or $15 and get it at the house, or do you wait a couple months and just watch it probably for free?
We don't get HBO Max here.
Okay.
Really?
Well, here you can just pay to stream it. It'll probably be $20.
I mean, if one of you guys want to send me a password and that for your HBO Max, I could use my VPN and
Come on over to the United States. And,
Yeah, but with a film like that, there's nothing like watching it on the big screen. I wouldn't want to watch it at home.
I
not for the
intend to,
first
yeah.
movie.
I-
You've got
Oh,
to
no,
watch
no.
it. Some-
if you've got a decent cinema room like my uncle has, he's got.
Yeah, I mean,
an
Lee,
ass-
what are
he's
you
got-
watching
he's got-
on a
he's got-
23-inch
he's
TV?
my uncle's got
Yeah, but
a
Even if I had a
Yes, so-
65-inch, it's not going to be the same as a cinema screen. It's like
my
do you know
uncle.
what I mean?
My uncle's got a projector room in his attic with like Dolby surround sound and everything.
Yeah, my
a cinema
sister's
room.
got a
Yeah.
true subwoofer
With
that
proper
I'm
cinema seats as well. With
in,
recliners.
nice.
in her house. I tell you, on a 60 to 70-inch screen with a subwoofer, you get some real fine results. Because I live in a condo that's got concrete. I think I went over this maybe a week or two ago. I can't put in heavy bass because it just goes through the
Right.
concrete. I'll get different neighbors rightfully complaining that I'm
Right.
vibrating them out of their units.
It's amazing, those concrete buildings. Whenever I use a hammer drill, like in the basement,
Yeah.
fourth floor, opposite end of the building, it's like I'm doing it in their bedroom. It's so
That's right.
fucking loud. It's unbelievable.
It took me. I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you.
No, it's okay.
have
I
a
was
trying
bad
to
say-
habit.
Cypher, you're in Florida, aren't you?
Yes.
So what time is it there now?
9:10.
Oh,
PM.
yeah, right. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. Is it dark? Is it dark?
Yes. It got
Yeah.
dark a little less than an hour ago. We have we're going pretty long here. You guys got light until what, 11 o'clock?
Well, I was just going to say to Biscuit, I was looking. I went to my wife and went, "Oh my god, look!" Because I had the back door open. I was looking over the garden. I was like, "Oh my goodness me, it's 10 o'clock and it's still light." It
Right,
was
right.
tonight.
Cool.
It was getting dark. Don't get me wrong, but it was still pretty light, and it was like, wow, it's 10 o'clock already.
Yeah, it's pretty
Which
cool.
is good.
It's
I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, too right.
the world as it exists wouldn't exist if it weren't for the Earth tilt. I think I went over the Earth tilt. The total tilt of the Earth is 47
22?
degrees.
Oh,
23.5
God, that's
one,
amazing.
23.5 the other, and of course total 47. That's a big tilt, and
Yeah.
polar night and polar day. 24-hour a day polar day, and then when it turns all the way away, 47 degrees away at the end of the Earth, the pole, it's permanent midnight. Anybody see that vampire movie about that? It was a real good.
Yeah, I did. I liked it actually.
That was a pretty well done vampire movie. They done
I
a
watched
pretty-
the new Rescue Rangers on Disney Plus with my daughter yesterday. That was
Oh
very
yeah,
well.
well, cool.
It's
Always.
surprisingly a lot of adult jokes in it for a kids
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, well,
Well, how
the
stupid am I? I only read literally 2 or 3 years ago. I never knew this. I just thought we went round the sun. I didn't realize that we were on an ecliptical orbit, so it goes right out and comes right back.
Right.
I never knew that, and hence the reason why we have an ice age, because when we're so far away from the sun,
The elliptical orbit has
ecliptical.
very, very little. What's the word I'm looking for? Effect on the climate.
You do get an ice age, though. You do get an ice age.
That's nothing to do with it.
Is it?
The ice age is due to the ozone layer. That
Well, I would have thought if you were like the furthest away from the sun that you possibly are on your elliptical thing, that's when it gets the coldest.
No, it's to do with the atmosphere.
What?
The atmosphere traps all the sunlight. Within a certain amount of band, the width of the band, you could be like, even Mars, if that had an atmosphere, would be just as warm as the Earth.
Right, okay.
Which is further away.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to theorize accurately about why Mars lost its atmosphere.
Mars lost its atmosphere because it didn't have a magnetic. What's it called?
Bye, Carol. Thanks for coming, sweetheart.
Night, Carol.
Polarity.
It lost like the molten core. Same thing's going to happen to us.
And it didn't have as strong a magnetic field to stop the sun from. Not the sun, what's it called? I'm
Blasting away the atmosphere.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
The moon.
LDG, what are you drinking? That looks like an interesting can.
Oh.
Can't see it.
It's called Four Loko.
Oh, is that that's that booze that the kiddies drink, huh?
It's like energy beer, isn't it?
No.
Energy beer.
Not anymore.
That's ace. I love that.
I thought it was.
They got sued. Sued.
I want a can of energy beer.
They run about
it's no more.
13,
no
14%
alcohol, right?
No, it's 13, 14%.
No, it's alcohol. It's a malt.
14.
Okay.
About 13,
It
14.
used to be a Monster.
Although
You guys have Monster, right?
Oh yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh,
It used to be a Monster, and what it is now. Now it's just this. Now it's just a malt
Took
liquor.
out caffeine.
Now
So they took out the
just
Monster.
booze.
they got. I think.
Well,
they
people
got,
were dropping dead.
Right,
so-
lawsuits just burned them.
What's
Toasted
it
the
taste
hell
like
out of
now?
them.
Well, yeah. See, I love that. Right? It's not the fact that people were dropping dead. It's the lawsuits.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
doing it.
People
in
were dropping
conjunction
dead.
with your notation.
Yeah.
What's it taste like, LDG? Smooth, sweet, beer?
This one's sour apple.
Okay.
And it tastes like sour apple.
Is it? What's
Not
its
bad.
content? Is it at 13, 14? Alcohol content?
This one's 14. I only
Yeah.
buy the 14 ones.
When I used to
12
drink them,
ones.
they always ran that high. Yeah, they're strong.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called
28 proof, man.
You really want a kick in the face? You get the lemonade one.
Oh, yeah?
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I would say probably two of those I'd be probably spinning a little bit, you know?
I got a second one right here. I got the gold one. Don't ask
What?
me what that tastes like. It's gold. It tastes like piss, basically.
So
I
you
can
said
see why it's so popular.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Funny joke.
Funny joke.
What'd you say? So if
Pagliacci.
it's
was
14%, it's 28 proof. So if you
Pagliacci.
drink two, it would be the equivalent of one can at 56 proof.
Yeah.
One of those giant cans. That is definitely some serious booze.
Oh, it's a big ass can. It's definitely
It's
big.
a big ass can. But I've been watching a lot of that show Moonshiners lately. I don't know if you guys ever have
Yeah,
enjoyed
it's-
that. Man, it's addictive, dude. I gotta
Which
say.
one?
It seems totally fake to me.
It totally
They're all
is.
fake.
Oh, the
Moon-
moonshine. Yeah.
Everything
Because
on
they'll
TV is
be
fake.
like, oh man, there's like cops coming, hide, and they're like hiding behind a tree
Yeah,
or something. But the
right.
cameraman's like standing right out in the open,
It's
filming
totally
them
fake.
hiding behind a tree.
To
And I'm
produce,
like, well, how's that work?
It was a drone. It was a
Yeah.
drone.
Yeah,
The
well,
cops couldn't see it. It was a.
Mm.
Yeah.
if you're going to produce moonshine liquor, it's against federal law. So clearly, a production company wouldn't break federal law. They might be able to do it for the exhibition purposes. That's the side I like, where they're just making the shine. They get it dripping out. They have the
Can't you
raccoon penis bone.
Can't you make moonshine for personal use in small batches?
I don't know. No, you can't. You can't. It nullifies your homeowner's insurance. You're not allowed to do that in this anywhere.
People make beer. I know that everywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe, but you cannot do moonshine. Although there is a still for like $89 on Amazon. Shipping is free.
Yeah, but that still's for botanicals.
Exactly. I want to get one, but then I don't want to get one. You know, it's like duality of man. I know it would be bad for me to have a still and to be making booze.
You'll go
But then-
blind.
Yeah, right. Then I also, in the same breath, I really want one. I recognize.
Well, if you get one, I will turn you in. I promise.
Well, how about that Elon Musk?
Oh, how about him? Huh?
That's a good topic, I think. I mean, if you don't want to go there, that's fine. But man, he's god dang. You know, I mean, he's almost like trolling now. It's almost like overt trolling. It's very strange. I sort of like it, but you know, I mean, it's like, is he going to be okay? You know, is he? You know, he must be considered by the technological, you know, sectors of the United States government and all of the, you know, all of the important, you know, both military and, you know, civilian things that are being done with his Starlink, you know, spacecraft. He has to be considered almost like a treasure nationally with his intellect. I know some people don't like the idolization, but he's a
without him, America doesn't have access to the ISS.
He's a smart fucker.
Well, I tell you, I think he is overexposing himself. You know,
Yeah.
it's time
Well,
I
to.
agree.
Financially, you know, yeah, the corporate level.
I mean,
No, I don't mean financially. I mean on Twitter. He's kind of he's burning too bright, and he's going to kind of lose. People are going to lose interest because he's overdoing it.
I mean, the reason he had so much clout in the cryptocurrency thing was because it was few and far between. When he mentioned it, it went woo.
Yeah, my mate made over £3,000 on putting a load of
On Doge.
Yeah,
some things are happening with Tesla that don't bode well for financial healthiness
Oh yeah.
in some near future period, probably the middle horizon. I think I got the facts right that 98% of the Chinese import market for Tesla is gone. That's a huge market. And
Where'd it go?
to other elsewhere.
What I'm amazed about is
I mean, there's NEO. I apologize, Lee. NIO, NEO. That is the acronym for the public company from a huge competitor for for Tesla over in China. It's a Chinese company. I was
Okay.
invested in them briefly, and they're very, very large. And there's other Chinese companies, and there's other. I mean, and in here, uh, I'm within the 60-mile, Cape Canaveral, aerospace buildup,
Hmm.
aeros. I don't know what you call it. It's not a corridor. It's a
Economic
it's
zone or whatever you want to call it.
exactly an economic zone. And I mean, I see everything that goes up. It's very, very big news. It's always a big deal. And for the first time, and I think in a long time, a Starlink, by Boeing went up instead of a SpaceX.
No, not a Starlink. That's different. You mean the Starlink? It was a Starliner, the
Starliner.
Boeing
You're right.
Starliner.
You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
It was the equivalent
Starliner.
of SpaceX's Dragon
Right.
to the
And
ISS.
I mean, if they saw a month ago that he was beginning to be out, with, out of sorts with the current administration, it would take about a month, for, a coexisting aerospace program to be ginned up into its first mission in some time. And now they might be over there. The Boeing might be flying out of Texas all the time, and I just don't see it. I just don't know how they're.
No, the Boeing Starliner had issues the last two times they attempted it, and this is the first time they've been successful.
Right. Okay.
I
Believe-
would not
I
bet
find one
against
thing more
SpaceX.
fascinating with Elon Musk is
SpaceX has got a
I said-
proven track record now. They will not abandon them.
Go ahead, Lee.
I was saying that one thing I find more fascinating that he's doing, which was in the papers here a few weeks back, when I said earlier on when I was a kid, well, when I was late teens, I imagine how amazing it would be through books that I'd read or articles about technology and watching movies, how your brain could interact with, a bit like the Matrix. You get to plug something into the back of your brain, whether it's a chip or whatever. And
Yeah, you mean his Neuralink?
Yeah,
business that he's got running.
but what was amazing to me when I read that article, I was like, oh my God, I was like thinking about that back in, one day we'll probably have the technology to do that, to interact with something that we can plug into the back of our head, whether it's
a brain machine interface.
Neural
interface. And he's working on it, and it's like, oh my God, I might even live to see the day that happens. But that is like frightening in a way, because I think that really would.
The thing is, he's working on it
two-class system. If you can afford it, great. If you can't, hard luck.
He's working on it at the moment to help people with Alzheimer's and similar brain deficiencies, and it will help those people in the long run.
Yeah. But like going one stride further was also the ability for that to interact with your brain. So, one of the simple examples was, why bother to learn a language when you can put a memory card into the back of your head and it will interact with it, and you can start speaking. Okay, listen, I'm sure that's still far away, but something that's not impossible from what he's saying. It's
just last week I read an article about a quadriplegic. He had been carrying, the backstory on the guy was he was carrying sacks of groceries, heavy sacks of groceries, stumbled, I think it was from like one step up, or maybe it was just he was running and he fell forward and hit his chin and he snapped his neck. And so he was healthy in all ways. He was immediately given medical care. He was on a ventilator, couldn't move anything at all. And he became a candidate for some type of fellowship doctoral, study that was going on, special in neurobiology or neuromechanics or something. And he learned how to move a mouse and operate a computer without moving anything. And something almost had to be inside him. I don't remember all the details of the story. I just know he wasn't blowing. He wasn't blowing into a thingy, a straw, to make.
Was it eye movement?
I've seen him with eye movement.
No, they've they've got like electrode pads that they can like put on a helmet on top of the head, and it
think
doesn't have
that's
to
it.
have any. It doesn't have to go
Yeah, I've
into the
seen
brain
it.
or anything. It
I
just
think
reads
that's
the
it.
signals from the brain, and it records those signals and makes movements using brain signals.
That sounds accurate. That sounds
Yeah.
like what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
nothing. It's nothing to do with any kind of mechanical motion
No.
of his body. Not eye movement. Not blowing. I think it's what you're saying.
Yeah.
And it was.
And
it-
that's the
it was-
same.
I-
That's the same technology that's being used where if somebody wears like an external skeleton, if you like, frame device, that means that they can tell their body to get up, even though their spine's damaged, that they can get up and they can practice and move one leg forward. Obviously, there's a frame to move the leg, yeah, but if
Yes.
you're dressed, you know, then it's not all on show
Yes.
or whatever, and you can
I-
start to walk again, even though you've damaged your spine to the point where you're in a wheelchair.
It'd be nice if they would
Amazing,
accelerate
amazing.
that, for all the athletic men and women and all the soldiers that paid the price. And,
I mean, they've had EEGs for many decades now, which measures brain waves. So,
Yeah.
I suppose you could develop an interface around that. I would
That's
imagine
what
it's
the
hard
one-
for the person to control their waves such that they could,
actually,
make an action happen at their demand.
Do you know if someone loses a whole arm, they can
I've heard
still
about that,
feel
yes.
they still feel like they've got the hand. And
I've heard of
they
people
can-
losing their heart.
and if they imagine they're moving their fingers, they can actually use those same brain waves to control a robotic arm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Sounds like a villain in a superhero movie.
On another subject, the one thing that's been reported here this week is that for the first time in 50 years, please forgive me if I get it, is Congress been discussing the possibility, might not be Congress, of UFOs? There's more footage that's been released.
But
Oh.
they're just being more active in what's the word I'm looking for? I keep forgetting words these days.
Isn't it UAP? Isn't it UAP
It's a
or something?
unidentified aerial object or phenomena. UAP.
Yeah.
And they're just looking at like investigating all the footage and whatnot.
Is that not made news in the US? Because they've released new footage of
It made a little
Well,
news. It didn't make that big of a splash.
It was in Congress, wasn't it, last week? I think.
We were still interested in Hunter Biden's laptop. I think.
Well, I think the massacre might have dominated the news cycle.
Yeah.
Right. Buffalo.
All those buffalo were killed.
Right. Well,
When was this?
The shooting?
Yeah.
Buffalo, New York. He was making a joke there.
It was very funny. I'm still laughing at my own joke.
It's- yeah, you didn't hear about the mass shooting in Buffalo, New York, Lee?
I heard there was a shooting, but yeah, I didn't know where it was or what it's about or whatever. It
Every
was
second
It was in
there's
the
a shooting.
background.
Yeah.
It was nasty, and a lot of innocent people got shot because of the color of their skin.
They got it down quickly for the most part.
Why do you say the color of their skin? Who was shot then? Was it black people, Asian people, white
It
people?
was
Black
black
people-
people shot by a
Black people
insane
were the
racist.
victims.
But we have
Uh,
it. We have it.
No, that's the last thing you need, isn't it, as a country? Yeah.
Yeah, it
Right.
was terrible because
What was that town that was? I watched this guy's documentary of a town that's supposed to be most racist in America, and this guy had gone down to see if it was true, and
It's
all
either-
the
They're either talking about Jethro Town or Leroyville. It's one of the two.
no, it was neither of those. But apparently he went to this town, and everyone was lovely to him. And they were saying the only reason they was called racist is because the leader of the Ku Klux Klan was living in a small village, like just on the border of this town.
Huh.
There are so many odd little things that are out there. It just goes on and on.
Yeah.
There are four
It-
lights. Welcome.
He went to this leader at Ku Klux Klan, this black guy, and got him to say, I can't remember what he said, but it was like joke names, because he was like getting him to read these joke names off of a Facebook.
Man.
Like Peter Defile or something like that.
Classic.
Some funny stuff out there too. Lots of stuff. You just, I mean, if you've got a brain
getting a
to
drink.
go have fun with it, you can just never be depressed, never be bored. It's always something going on.
Yeah.
That's a great thing.
So do we want to talk COVID? I know Topple is
Oh yeah, top
missing.
Topple's out. He says he's out. But let's go COVID. Let's do it.
Ah,
I don't know what to say. There's new variants they're talking about.
Oh God, here we go.
BA4 and BA5.
What are those?
They're badass.
No,
Haven't they changed the name of COVID to just Omicron now?
they might spread more easily than previous.
What are they more
I'm lost
severe
in
when it comes to viral?
I don't think there's any evidence one way or the other for that, although I suspect they will not be more severe.
I just like seeing deaths down. I don't care
Yeah.
about cases, just deaths down. And then if hopefully no one's leaving the the chicken coop unguarded, and we at least don't get any worse from here on.
They need
For
to
some
shut
reason-
down all the wet markets.
Well, they've
Right.
shut the entire, and China's completely shut down at the minute, isn't it?
Well, we know that the wet market was not the source of COVID
How do
Yes,
we
it
know
was.
that?
because they have isolated infections prior, outside of that market, prior to the incidences
You
that
do
were
know
reported.
that wet market was there for centuries.
Right.
Well, yeah.
So
The wet market-
how can it be prior to the wet market?
No, the incident.
Prior to the cases that were identified in the wet market
Right.
that were thought to have been the original cases.
Supposedly
Yeah, but
North,
that market was awfully wet.
Hey, speak of the devil.
supposedly North Korea is having a hell of a time with.
Yeah, they're going to have a tough time because they have such poor health care.
And well,
Oh,
apparently,
there are four lights. Says that China's not shut down. He's going to the beach. Nice.
Good.
apparently, North Korea has suffered greatly from the border of China being shut down, and they have not been getting the food that they normally get. So,
Which is never that much,
they're-
anyways.
they're-
I
no,
heard they were doing
they're-
badly with the COVID.
Well, on top of that, they were
80%,
doing
yeah.
very badly with
I'm sure Korea.
malnutrition.
I'm sure Korea can do without an extra wonton soup.
Yeah, I think malnutrition, lack of medical care,
Wow.
just general poverty in North Korea means that a lot of people will die from
I have
this
no
relatively mild version of COVID.
Right. I guess he's been seen for the first time with like two. He never had a mask on at all. And now he's wearing two masks everywhere. That fat fuck. He's not starving. That's been in the-
He's not starving.
And was that too
and he
loud?
just keeps spending all
Do I need
money
to
on
turn
that,
my mic down.
all
when I
these
laugh?
bombs that they can't afford.
On his nuclear program.
I'll turn it down.
I can't say I blame him though, to be honest with you.
Well,
I mean, it does equal power. I mean, that's just the way it is.
who does it equal power over? Let me ask you that. Well,
What do you mean?
I mean, how's that power going to manifest itself? Is he going to be able to invade another country? Is he going to be able to extract?
No, but somebody else is not going to be able to invade his country because of it. And he can
I actually
and do
disagree.
whatever-
That would be an easy mark for anybody to invade.
At
And
some
Where are we
South
now?
Korea.
At
Have
some
I
point, they're
missed?
not going to be, and it
Right.
might be that point might even be here already. Because
Yeah,
I
I
think
mean,
that
you're
they could
right.
probably reach South Korea and do.
That's
some
true. They
damage.
could certainly reach South Korea.
And I think that that's enough leverage right there to keep somebody from going in there and just
No, yeah,
devastating the.
it
place.
is. But for such a poor country, the amount of resources they pour into that is just
Well, what does that mean anything to him, or does it mean something
No,
to the
no, it
people?
doesn't. It doesn't mean anything to him. You're right. And it is quite a technical accomplishment to have pulled it off.
What do you mean when you say him?
Kim
The
Jong
fat
Un.
one.
Okay.
Okay, the North Korean leader. Yeah, I sort of lost. Okay, you're saying good things about the North Korean leader. Okay.
Well, I'm not saying
No,
good things. I mean,
don't
I would
think
just,
either one of us are saying anything good
I
about.
would just assume,
Lonely.
Oh, wait,
I am so lonely.
You remember they took that poor guy that, what did he do? He like played a prank or something, and then they beat him into
they beat him to death. Into brain
into-
damage.
Right, total.
Yep.
I don't know what you would call that state.
Otto Warm Beer was his
I
funny
thought you were
name.
going to say something else then, Last Dance.
He took he took a pro Korean poster off of a wall of like a hostel or a hotel where he
A
was
hotel,
staying.
yeah.
Right.
And that was it. That was all he did.
That was it.
That was it. He took it home he was going to take it home as a souvenir or something.
They're brutal over there, and I wish they didn't have nukes, and that we would at least have a single regime to deal with, like China, that instead of having to do this proxy.
It's North Korea got nukes. It's actually got.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've had
Isn't
it
that
for
something?
10 years now, maybe.
Is it an urban? Go ahead.
They didn't have a way to deliver them until recently.
That's what I'm getting confused
But
with.
they had
Right,
underground
okay.
tests and they've had above ground tests.
Right.
Was it a doctored picture where they were totally dark when all the rest of the civilized third world and first world?
That's a real picture.
It is real that their power, if you're an average citizen and you got a house in North Korea, that your power will go out on a regular basis because they don't have enough power for everybody.
Yeah.
Or food.
Yeah. That's I haven't read up on it. I'm not an expert.
And those people still praise their leader. They don't see because they're fed. They're just fed. Humans are not. They can be manipulated very easily. Unfortunately,
True. Yeah.
I've heard their glorious leader doesn't have an asshole. Is that true? That he's like
it could be. That's probably why he's so heavy.
It's.
Well, I don't know.
We're getting back to the 2 cups.
Yeah.
That film, the interview said otherwise, didn't it? When they give him that Direx or whatever it was.
That's from a movie. The line about Kim Jong-un not having a butthole. Which one?
He also likes Katy Perry. It's called The Interview with Seth Rogen.
Yeah, fucking. I almost can't watch a Seth Rogen movie anymore. Yeah,
Joe Rogan.
No,
Seth
Rogen and Franco.
Yeah,
Franco.
the guy that heard crying.
That was the one that
right on his shoulder.
North Korea. They hacked Sony studios
Yeah, they were so upset about it.
It was actually pretty funny and
made threats and everything.
Yeah,
they were after him.
Smokesteve's fading over there, just in case you guys didn't notice.
No, I'm listening. I'm right here.
No, you're fading.
I'm here.
Aphid Lip knows you better than anybody for some reason.
Well, on that note, I don't know. You guys want to keep it going?
No, I'm just pointing out the obvious. That's all.
It does sound like you probably are tired.
Speaking of, I went to
probably tired.
Young Lip's 13th birthday, Wednesday, I guess it was.
Cool.
And we went to Texas Roadhouse today, and my mother, out of nowhere, she's 76, and she's a fighter. So I don't mean this in any bad way, but she's old. And it's hard to believe that technically she could be running this country. She's
too young to be the president.
She's similar age, but she is really getting up there. And she ordered a Long Island tea for lunch today, and I was shocked that she drank that whole Long Island tea.
Was she buzzed after?
She didn't seem. I've been with her because she drove. She can have a glass of wine, and she could be. You can tell,
Does it loosen her tongue?
I drove, so she wasn't driving, but we followed her home one night, and my brother doesn't drive because, well, that's a long story.
Yeah,
But anyway, he
sounds good.
he we've been to outings with them before, and I almost feel like I need to follow her home because she'll drink one glass of wine, and you can tell, she starts slurring or missing her words or something, which at this age, it doesn't need alcohol for. But anyway, she drank that Long Island tea, and I was like, Mom, that's what she's like. Yeah, I think I'll get a Long Island tea. I'm like, Mom, that's got like 3 different. It was. I read she's like, no, go ahead and read it, and it was gin, it was rum, and it was something else, vodka, and then it was like sweet and sour, triple sec, and I feel like something else. I was like,
Sounds
"Geez, Mom, it was in a tall glass too."
Jungle juice.
She drank. She pushed.
Pretty
on through.
soon, it's going to be very cheap for me to get drunk.
All right, everybody. I'm going to go. Thank you,
See
Steve.
you,
Thank you,
Cypher.
When,
everybody.
when I have,
Good night.
Great talking to you,
see you
Simon.
later,
Take care.
Cypher.
You too.
Yeah, when I have my apparently after I've had my gastric sleeve, it'll take
Right.
very little to get me
right.
smashed.
When's that happening, Biscuit?
13th of June.
That's
Oh, it's
coming
not far
up.
away then. Cool.
Nope.
The pounds will just be melting off.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the 30th of this month, I've got to start my liver reduction diet.
Right. Make sure you do it.
Oh, I will, 100%.
Good.
In 2 days, I've got my pre-op assessment.
Right.
Well, they won't.
Alright.
Are they going to tell you you're too heavy for surgery? No,
No.
nothing stupid
So,
like that.
I was supposed to have the gastric bypass, and because I'm too heavy, they've opted to do the sleeve instead.
Well, good luck.
Is it a
maybe
long
we'll-
procedure, Biscuit? Is it a long time that you're under?
About an hour.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh, that's
No.
it's like
And
Is
they
outpatient.
it,
do it laparoscopically
I was
as
just
well.
going to ask if it's
With-
laparoscopic.
Wow.
Yeah. Just 5 incisions apparently.
So that'll be quicker recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
2 to 3 days I'll be in hospital recovering.
Oh, you got to stay there for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
I'll be.
Yeah.
Are you
Well,
Well, we'll
excited?
talk to you before
Oh,
then,
yeah,
but
100%.
wish you all
I
the
can't
best.
wait.
Wish you all the best, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I can't
Great.
wait to lose like 10 stone and be able to go out the house and get a job. And
Yeah. Make a massive difference to your life then.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
making roads into showing my daughter how life's supposed to be instead of her seeing what she
Yeah.
sees now.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah,
That's
you're
awesome.
too right.
Good luck.
We'll motivate you. We'll keep you motivated as time goes on as well, buddy. We will.
Well, you guys are just going to see me disappear week by week.
That's fine. That's
Well, we're
fine.
going to be rooting for you every step of the way for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're right.
And I'll come on stream for like half an hour because I'll probably be knackered and just have my little sips of protein drinks.
That's fine. Totally fine. And we've got Lee as a resource with his
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
members. He
Any
comes.
medical you want to know, just ask me. Yeah, I'll get the info too. Right.
Yeah, last dance. Did you have a little bit of a health scare or something? Because I didn't catch that.
Oh, it's all over now. Thanks to Lee.
They cleared it up.
You
Dr. Lee.
don't drink that much, right?
I don't drink that much. No,
Just I would guess just a little bit here and there, and mostly on the show, probably. more
mostly
than
on this
anything
show,
else.
right?
Yeah.
Most weeks this is the only
I
time
only
drink.
I only drink
And you
on
eat?
this show, and I only had 4 cans.
As far as diet, I would guess you probably have the healthiest diet out of anybody on here.
Well, I don't know what other people eat, but no, I had some elevated liver numbers in my blood. Well, a blood test that my doctor had me get. So
I mean, I guess maybe you're 60 years old, so you just have to deal with that on a regular basis. Something
Yeah,
crapping
I mean,
out on you.
I don't know what it means. Lee says it's not outrageously out of line, so I shouldn't worry about it just yet. As he points out, I said my doctor had left on vacation without giving me more information, and he said,
Right.
well, if it was really a problem, she would have
Right.
said, follow up. to somebody who's still
Yeah,
working.
but my info avidly comes from my wife's family are all medical.
Well, I caught that. Yeah,
doctors.
right.
Yeah. So it's not like
I
I'm
just didn't catch
surmising
him
and saying,
talking
yeah.
about his problem. I caught you coming.
To Greg's question, there's a 0.1% chance of dying on the table.
That's good.
Oh yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
your.
It's just about recovering and
It's a very safe procedure because of how many times it's been performed.
Your chance of dying is increased by this than decreased, I'm sure.
You mean by having it, it's decreased?
I'm sorry. Yeah, flip that.
yeah.
Yeah.
By having it, my life will probably get an
Exactly.
extra 10 to 20, maybe 30, 40 years
Right.
added on top after
Yeah.
I've had it.
Yes.
what a
that's
life
Dave
of
was saying.
lifespan. Of lifespan.
Yeah.
Wow, that's brilliant. That's amazing.
'Cause
Yeah,
I'm
that's good.
500 pounds in weight, so you've got to think. John Candy died at like his late 40s, didn't he? And he was heavier than me.
Yeah.
Right.
John Candy was over 500 when he died.
I don't know.
No, I don't think.
It's just a celebrity that I know that was really heavy,
Right.
and I was probably heavier than him.
Yeah.
I wonder if
I
John
think you
Candy
are.
was a boozer and a drug.
Yeah,
He did have substance abuse problems at one point of his
Yeah.
life, but not towards the end.
Oh,
No.
okay.
But yeah, I seen a documentary on him. Fascinating stuff. They said, what was the movie? Uncle Buck. It was his daughter.
I love
Sam.
that movie. I
Yeah,
love that
oh,
Me
movie.
too.
Yeah. Well,
My favorite John Candy movie was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's
with
a good
Steve
one, too.
Martin.
But his daughter said that Uncle Buck was the most like him. Like that was the most
Like how he actually was.
Yeah, how he actually was in real life.
Isn't that the one where he does the food challenge? He has to eat a steak or something. Or...
No, that's
that the
the
one?
Great Outdoors.
Great
That
outdoors.
was the,
Oh,
I was
is that
just
the
thinking of
Great
that
Outdoors?
today,
Alright.
actually, because we went to
Wow.
the steakhouse. And I was thinking of it was the great 76er, the big 76er.
Old
was.
76er.
The old 76er.
I'll be right back.
That was great.
I need to release again.
Okay.
Release,
go
release
go
the
release.
Kraken.
Release the Kraken!
What the hell does that mean?
The old 76, that old 76er.
Something like I thought
yeah.
it was the old 96.
Was it 96 ounces? It was how many ounces the steak was.
Yeah, it's
disgusting?
huge.
When he finishes it, he looks so enlarged.
I
He's like
know.
this
His face is all oily.
stuffing it. Oh, God.
Man, there's some John Candy. I love John Candy. I mean, everything would. Well, I can't say everything because he made some stinkers, especially the last few that he made were pretty bad. But man, John Candy was great.
Do you
Especially
remember his
Uncle Buck meant a lot to me and my wife.
Do you remember his character in JFK as well? When he's like he was good. It was only like a cameo role, but it was powerful. He was good in that. Do you remember that?
No, I don't
No.
remember that.
The Oliver Stone
yeah.
movie?
Yeah,
Negative.
yeah, he's in that. He goes to him for some advice, and he's putting on a particular American accent from wherever he's from, and he's basically going like, "Don't touch it, leave it alone. You're in terrible danger." Yeah, he's really good in it as well. Yeah, that whole
I
scene
don't
is
remember
amazing. Yeah.
Huh. Love it. All right, here we go, guys. That's going to be the end of it.
Okie dokie.
Oh,
What you
I
want to
told
keep
you.
going?
I told you. No, I just proved my point that you're fading.
Oh,
I
I'm
knew it.
faded.
I knew
I
it.
think,
I knew it.
do you think it might be worthwhile just to wait for Biscuit to come back? Otherwise, he's going to be, what happened?
I can
I-
keep it going. I
He-
trust on
no,
you guys.
he'll be all right.
Will he be
He'll
all
be
right? Yeah.
Smokesteve, you do what you need to do. This is your show.
Well, I'm not
Absolutely.
doing anything. I'm probably going to just put on, like some 80s music and, like,
Some 80s music.
Oh yeah, brilliant! I was doing that only tonight. Seriously, I had 80s music playing all night tonight.
oh, yeah.
So
Dexy's Midnight Runners.
before I leave
That
last
was one of them.
before I leave Last Dance, I have to tell him my weekly find this week because he gets such a kick out of me saving money.
Yep.
I was slightly in the market for a riding lawnmower, and I came across a Facebook Marketplace. Jeez, Biscuit.
Sounds like you just Did you outrun the cops?
It's
It's a long 20 steps.
it's the illness as well.
Um,
I've got phlegm in chest that's hard to get rid
Yeah.
of.
Anyway, I came across this one, and this lady, she moved to this new house or whatever, and it's this Toro, and it's barely used at all, but they couldn't get it started, and I knew when they couldn't get it started, I was like, oh, here we go.
You're kidding.
And I wasn't even gonna buy it because I knew my wife wouldn't be happy if I came home with a broken down lawnmower. So I was like, well, I don't want to offend you. And she's like, please. You could tell she just wanted to offer property because she didn't need it because the new house the yard wasn't big enough. So I was like, $80, and she's like,
No.
sold. And
Oh
this
my
thing-
God.
I can't
You are such a
believe-
bad man. You know
I
you're going
can't
to hell.
What'd you get for 80?
A Toro riding lawnmower that I
Practically new.
It's brand. I mean, and all it was a little clip that was not plugged in all the way. I didn't know that at the time, and I seriously didn't want to take it because I knew my wife would have a fit if I came home and was like, "Yeah, it just needs a little work," and she's like, "Yeah, like everything else in the garage." So I really was honest when I was like, "Well, I'll give you $80 for it," because I knew I could resell it for more than that, And she's like, "Okay," and I took it home. And my buddy came up there to pick it up with me, and it was just one little wire, and I plugged it back in, and it runs like a top now. But anyway,
Do you know what, Avid Lib? It's a sore subject in this house, lawnmowers, because I bought one this week because my current lawnmower, 12 years old, finally gave up the ghost, and I checked everything on it. So right, I go and buy one, yeah, and a whole day evolved around this because I had other things to do. Made a special trip, got it back, unboxed it, ready to put it together. Only three fucking wheels in it. Somebody hadn't packed the fourth wheel. I had to take it back. I was like so pissed off. It was unreal. I was so angry. So I was like, just give me a new one. It was the last one. So I've got to wait a few days till I get a new one. I'm like, for goodness sake.
I pay the housing association 15 quid a month, and they just come round 6 times a year.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I haven't mowed the lawn for 15 years. I've paid somebody.
I bet it's expensive too. How much do you pay somebody, if you don't mind me asking?
It's about, at this point, it's probably about $25, but it's not a big lawn.
A week? Or every time they cut?
Every time they come do it.
Yeah.
So, but when I used to, and I enjoyed mowing the lawn, but it would.
Yeah, I do too, especially on a riding lawnmower. I really do.
But I have bad allergies, and every time I'd mow the lawn, it would be like, I'd be like unconscious for the rest of the day.
Yeah. So, I get it.
So
I was sick of running through stripper wire, so I thought, fuck it, I'll just pay someone to do it.
One more money saving thing too before I leave here. The my son, I really wanted to get him. I have an old I can't even think of the brand, Diamondback mountain bike, and it's from like Diamondback and GT, like they were like big BMX, things back in the 80s and stuff,
I used to have a Diamondback BMX.
There you go. And so I really was on the hunt for getting him one of those, and I found a GT one, and the brakes were all jacked up on it, but there's not a scratch on this bike, and I picked it up for my son, and me and my buddy put the brakes on it and everything, and I got it for $50. I'm like, oh my god, it's so awesome. So in 1 week I got like just 2 sweet deals.
Well, how much is that riding mower worth? That must be close to, I don't know how big it is.
I could turn it. Yeah, it's like a 46 or 48 inch deck. So I could, and it's literally looks brand new. So I could turn around and sell it. If I put it up for $600, it would sell in 30 minutes.
I was going to say it probably cost $1,000 or close to it.
Well, it was back in when it was brand new. It was over $2,000.
Oh my god! Wow.
Gee, yeah.
Whew.
Anyway, so yeah, those are my scores this week. I got my son, and I like spit shine this thing to a top, man. His bike,
Yeah.
and we took it out for its maiden voyage, and he could not. He had to hit every like mud puddle and everything, because he's only had a little bike, like a BMX type bike, but his his knees are shooting way out the side because he's getting big now, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, you need to get a better. And he always wants to get like electronics, and you know, I went over that 3 weeks ago where we had the problem.
Right.
So we've kept him, and he's like, it's made a big difference. So, like, I can't say enough. Like, watch your kids with electronics. You need to at least put a limit on how much time they can spend on that stuff because it really does make a difference. And thanks, Topo. I know you're still in here, but everything you told me.
Get him a Super 73. He'll never be off the thing.
Is he out?
Yeah.
Smokesteve.
What's that?
We better get out of here before
Smokesteve.
Yeah.
You're not yourself tonight. I think you've had too much to smoke.
I think he's had too much. I think he worked too hard today. Is what really happened.
It's possible.
Hey Steve, have you got some like nice hotels there where you live?
Not really. No,
really.
No hotels.
You got to stay in his house.
No, it's like,
I say when Biscuits lost his way, he's turned into an Adonis. What a good idea that like Biscuit and I will fly over, stay in a hotel. You guys fly to Steve as well, and we'll all appear on the show at the same time.
All right, I'm in.
that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I'd be up for that too, right? As well.
I'd be up for it.
I've always wanted to go to America.
Well, there you are.
I won't be able to keep them US birds off me.
Well, meet up at the same airport, Biscuit, and we'll fly over. Can you imagine that we all appear on the same screen, but we're all in the same place? That would be brilliant. Question and answer session.
All right, guys. I'll see you guys next week.
All right. Thanks, Steve. You guys take care.
Take care. Take care, everybody. See you, Steve.
See you later, everyone.
Tonight, mate. See you, Biscuit. Take care.
Ya.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Later. See you, Lee. All right. What a rousing hug it was tonight. Thanks, everybody, for being here. We'll listen to some music, smoke a little more, and then go to bed. Good night, everyone.